Hey everyone, and thank you for joining this kind of a grim kind of a grim video we're going to make today. So in this live stream, first of all, I absolutely love Hanukkah, which was the holiday, the Jewish holiday we just celebrated. And right now, the whole one of the points of Hanukkah is also to talk about the heroes, the people who sacrificed everything for the greater good, the people who were, one person who managed to do something great, um, just, to protect people, which is why I said today I don't want to focus on the sad part, the fact that we lost a lot of heroes that were protecting us. I want us to try to memory, like in memory of them, to remember them in the good way, in the best way, not in the way they died, but in the way they lived, in what was the purpose, what was the goal, what was the thing that make those people great. And it wasn't just the fact that those people died, it was the fact that those people actually managed to do something that made this effect on other people. This is why people like this are so interesting to learn about their history, to learn about what made them um, change everything. Because people like that, people who were, in Israel, you have to do like the mandatory army slash national service, but then you can do whatever you want. You can go and live the rest of your life, go to job, have a family, stuff like this. And people who are actually deciding to stay in the army, or people who decided to people who decided to continue working in the field of protecting other people. Those people are something that we should talk about and should learn from. So first of all, this video is in memory of the terrible loss you guys, the people of Baharat, just had several days ago. I didn't want to, just made like a small I don't know, just to made a small, like, oh my god, it's so sad someone died, and that's it. I wanted to make sure that this will not just be, some random post of hey, like RIP, bye, and that's it. I want us actually to try to focus on that person's life and goals, and to celebrate his life, rather than just focused on the tragedy, which is, it was a great tragedy that you lost him. I read about him and I like said, okay, this guy made something. It was not just like boring, I work in the army and that's it guy. This guy was actually a person who was reaching goals and try to do stuff. Sorry for my bad English again and again. But yeah, like I said, I want us today to focus on the life of the people who did everything they can to protect us, which was absolutely, I mean, the reason why we should do this is the reason why we should celebrate their life. Because just by focusing on the fact that those people are dead right now, yeah, this is a great loss. And also in Israel, we lost so many people who protected us in like such a brave way. But we have to remember um everything they were before the second they were killed or died. We have to remember the life. This is why I want this time to have, I don't know, this live stream to be some kind of an opportunity for all of us to connect, to talk about our personal heroes, and like I said, to celebrate the life of people, not just the fact that we lost them. So as always, I am copying the link, and let me just post the link here, so people will be able to join and discuss their personal heroes, whoever you want. This is Right now we are here to honestly just to learn about people, to learn about their life, their history, like what make those people great. And feel free to join the live stream and to share your thoughts, feelings, because yeah, those people are important. Let's see if there is something in the chat you guys are writing, like writing. Um, let's see. Are you reading chat? Yes, I am. Which your name is also I am, so this is nice. Aman, I saw you joining, but you need to open the camera if you want to join the live stream. Let's see. Um, yeah, this is the point. This is why I wanted to make this live stream. I want this live stream to be focused on the, like, why is that person was so great, not just like the title, but let's just talk about the things that made those people great, the thing that make those people protect us and be part of us. And because it is absolutely terrifying to honestly to see people who is, I don't know how to say it. It's weird to see people not understanding that there is so much more to that person. I think it was in Georgia. I think there was a movie. There was actually about a hero, but it's not just about the battle of the hero. It's actually to show him like with his girlfriend, and then like see what's going on there, and to see that person actually had a life before the battle, before he became great. Because we need to learn that every person, I know it's going to sound like a weird catchphrase or something, but everyone um can be a hero. And I know that in Israel, I don't call them heroes, but in Israel, you have the opportunity to become a hero by protecting people, because we have so much terror attacks here. Just recently, there were a bunch of other terror attacks, and I posted on Instagram that I am sorry, but I don't have the mental power to talk about them, because I don't want to deal with all the hate I get every time I am posting something about terror attacks. But yeah, those people, some people are just like the whatever that happened in the life, this was the thing that got them to become um heroes. That was the thing, like they've been forced to be heroes. They've been forced to do all those different kinds of job, to do all these different types of actions, and to think in a special way, just because of the fact that they life happened and bad thing happened, and those people stepped up. And this is why I want us all to remember those people, to take the time just to to remember those people, to pay our respect to those people. I'll give you I'll try to give you, just like an example for a person who was our hero. Hero again, a hero by these circumstances, not just like born to be a hero, like not all this Hollywood, Bollywood stuff. Um, so I'm pretty sure you know about a person named Yoni Netanyahu. He was the brother of our former Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. So Jonathan Netanyahu, he was in a special unit in the army. And like several years ago, there was a plane got kidnapped, and then the plane was held hostage in Uganda, which is in Africa. And there were so many Israelis on the plane, and they like no one knew if they're going to live or die. And then a special unit came to Uganda, flew to Uganda, without anyone knowing about this, to and then they like it was in the middle of a hostage situation, and they just like managed to save the Israeli people and everyone else that was on the plane from the terrorists. During that battle, between the kidnappers, the people who helped them, Yoni Netanyahu was killed by fire from one of the terrorists. So in that second, after he died, and we brought his body back and everything, but after he died, he was some kind of a hero here. We all, like, people celebrated him because he lost his life protecting other people, which is very important. But we also have to remember that other than the fact that he died on that mission, he did so many other missions, and he was doing such a great things to protect people. So this is absolutely, so this is just like a random thing that we can talk about people who are heroes, but also have a lot of, he was not just like a hero and that's it. He was just like not just like because of that point on his in his life, but he did so much more other things before that, before the time he got killed and then made a hero. And I think we should all remember that people are working so hard to protect people in the world, and the second, just like in the second those people are dead, that is when we started to say, oh, but he did so much great things and stuff. So we always need to remember those people also when they are alive, and to let those people know how much this is important and how much their work and what they are doing, it's so important to all of us. Because it's not just like when that person is dying, he, I don't know, honestly, I don't know where his soul is. Okay, I believe, in the Jewish version of heaven and hell, which I explained later. Like I explained a little bit. If you want, I'll do a video explaining more. That this is absolutely not like the Christian heaven and hell. Like you're not burning in hell and stuff like this. I know some people believe in I don't know, that you're coming back to this earth. There's so much. It doesn't matter what you believe in. The second that person is dead, there is absolutely like what is, you can say to his family that he was a hero, you can say to his family and friends and people who loved him, oh, he did such great things in his life. But why wait, why can't you just like, we all need to remember to pay our respect to people, to soldiers that are protecting us, to everyone who is just like while they are alive. Like don't wait till the second that person is dead to pay your respect to that person. So yeah, that terrible, when we're going back to speaking about the terrible, I don't know if it was, I don't want to, I heard so much conspiracy theories, but I don't want to say like that it wasn't an accident. But on that moment that you guys lost someone who is so important, and only after that I started hearing so many stories about him, and I was just like, wait, when was, like, where were all those stories when that person was alive? And this is why I want us all to, if you can just like take one thing from this video today, is just like go and tell the people that are important to you in your life. You cannot, like, you don't have to do all this, honestly, like go to a soldier and tell him thank you for keeping me safe. You can just like do something nice for them. You can just literally, you could just smile to them. Okay, this will also bring, like, make them feel good, because honestly, this is the point. We need to remember to honor the people, to honor our heroes before they are dying. After they are dying, there is absolutely no need to worship a stone, like a, I don't know how to say matzeva in English. There is no reason to go to the cemetery and tell him, to the corpse, to his dead body, you were a hero. Like let those people know that you respect them when those people are still alive, because we don't know, there's so many things that are happening behind the scenes, things that we don't know about. I know that every time, like, I'm hearing sometimes in the news, in like in Israel, they're saying like, they managed, like a special unit in the army managed to stop terror attack, and they managed to find a lot of weapons in some place, a weapon that was supposed to be used in a terror attack. And you only after you hear that you understand. Like I remember there was something like this happening here in Jerusalem, and it was supposed to be such a big scary terror attack, and we're just like, we heard it, and then we walked in the street, and you just like, you look at the street at all the people, and you just think to yourself like, that weapon that they found, all the, all the guns, all the, I don't know how to speak English, but all the explosives and stuff, when you just like, you do in the in your mind, you for a second, every person who is in Israel, I don't know if you guys are also doing this, but like for a split second, you think, how would things look like if the terror attack happened right now? Like you see it, all the people who are sitting at the cafe. I post on Instagram like are the Jerusalemian answer for the terror attacks that happen in Jerusalem. That people are like, even more people are coming out to the street to sit outside and to walk outside proudly in the street and to say this is our land and we will continue living here. They're not like protesting or something. They're just literally going to have fun. That's it. Um, so we always, like in our back of our mind, we just think like, wait, what would happen if there was this terrible terror attack right now? What would happen to all the people? And the second you realize that a major terror attack was supposed to be happening, but thanks to a heroes, people who were like their job is actually to keep me safe, that terror attack did not happen because they found all the weapon and they arrested all the people who were supposed to kill us. This is why it is absolutely amazing, and this is why we have to pay their respect to people before they are die, like before they get killed in an accident in the battlefield. This is why we need to just like pay our respect to people, because we honestly don't know what happened behind the stage. You have no idea how many times um the Israeli army managed to stop a terror attack before it was happening. And I don't know how many times I was supposed to die in a terror attack before, like if the Israeli army was not doing his job properly, which is absolutely insane. This is why I think we all, especially because right now we will remember our heroes. This is why I believe it is so important to just, like I said, just smile to a person that he is like that his job is to protect you, and like don't start with the but he's getting paid to do this job and stuff like this. People are actually dying. Like no amount of money in the world, if you would get, someone will ask you, do you want like $1 million and then you will die. It's just like, and then you will die in like a horrific thing, and your job will always to like be to protect people, and you will never have like a one day that you can just like honestly sleep. Like not a lot of people will actually take the $1 million and do that job, because jobs like this is just not, you always, on jobs like this, like security jobs, stuff like this, you don't have like everything. You hear all this news, all this stuff that normal people in the street don't know about, you know about. So like I said, every time there was supposed to be a terror attack and I saw special unit soldiers and stuff, and I just looked at them and I knew that they know so much more than me. They know, like that person can walk in the street and just think right now there was supposed to be a terror attack, and I helped stop that, and those people around me had no idea, and they're continuing in their life, I don't know, whining about why the bus is late, stuff like this. And just like people are continuing living their life without knowing that their life was supposed to end if those brave soldiers and brave heroes um were, I know, neglecting their jobs. So this is why it is absolutely amazing. This is why we have to respect those people while they are alive. And yes, of course, it is important to remember the people that we lost and people who sacrificed so much for us. But don't wait until they are dead. I think this is just like my, I don't know, this is my message. Don't wait until those people are dead. However, this is your opportunity to speak and talk about people you loved and lost, and people that you think we should pay our respect to, and honestly just learn about people, because I think this is so important. So thank you everyone who joined this live stream. I know this is such a heavy topic. This is not just like sometimes I'm just doing like ask me anything. What is the educational system in Israel? Do you like, I don't know, what kind of games you play, stuff like this. But um this is such a more serious topic. This is why, first of all, thank you everyone who is joining this live stream. Thank you all the people who are watching and reading, and people who are like also in the chat. I am trying to read your messages, but I just also, I as you can see, I'm always like losing what I'm like trying to say, so it takes me a while. Also, bad English. Apologize about it. Okay, so like I said, I want to give the stage to you guys. So let's start with the first person. Sharma, are you aware I'm talking to you? Wave if you're aware I'm talking to you, so I can upload you. Sharma, can you just like wave? Okay, great. I'm uploading. One, two, three. Hello.
हेलो आप कैसे हो हेलो हाउ आर यू
Hey, I am well considering our topic. I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
आई एम फाइन थैंक यू
Great. So I'd love to hear about your personal stories with heroes, the things you want to say. Today our topic is the hero that are keeping us safe. So this is your stage. Good luck.
एक्चुअली वी हैव सो मेनी हीरोज इन आवर कंट्री but today topic is about Bipin Rawat sir. He is a great warrior and great hero for us. We have facing a great loss of India. It's a great loss of India because he is a general of our army, and he he will decide what we can doing, what we can do, and many more things to his order to army. What is our strategy? So it is a great huge loss to us. uh, I can't say in our words. And many more soldiers we have lost. Many soldiers we have lost. So I have no words, but we are strong. We are very strong, and Uh, we will ready. Soldiers never die. Soldier never die. Any soldier never die. He will every time live with hearts. He will any time live with hearts. But unfortunately, this accident has been done. We can't do anything. God may know this. Why this happened? Even I know. Even I can't know this. Uh, but I have a question. I have a question to our government. Please do investigation truly, and investigation, honestly investigation. It is my demand to my government, Indian government. It's my demand. If anything found suspiciously, so they do action on this. It's my demand, right?
So what you're
So
saying is that maybe he got like maybe that was an attack on that person and his family, if I remember correctly.
Mr. Bipin Rawat family. Are you asking Mr. Bipin Rawat family?
I'm asking, like, do you think this was not an accident?
Yes, uh, because it's the distance 45 to 50 kilometer distance. Where they reach only 45 to 50 kilometer distance. Or this craft limit is very high from this, right? It is a very modern plane or helicopter, whatever. It's a modern, it's very modern technology, equipped with very modern technology, and very experienced person flying this, very experienced person who flying this helicopter or plane. But mm, I am feeling something wrong because it 14 members, 14 to 15 members in this craft, including his wife, right? So something will happen with this plane. It's a suspicious matter, because this plane fly without any stopping, right? Any stopping place, without any stopping place, they will fly 1,300 kilometers. So why this aircraft or plane destroy in a 50 kilometers?
Um,
How it's happen?
well, let's see. In the chat, someone, Kumal wrote, it's most likely because of bad weather. I do understand what you are saying, that maybe this was, listen, it's not the first time people try to, kill someone who's in a higher up security level. I do understand what you are saying. And yes, I totally support what you're saying about investigate. And maybe it was, like Kumal said, maybe it was bad weather. I'm not saying that it isn't, but yeah, you're right. I mean, every time a person died unnaturally, we should look at up like what happened. And even it was just like not, even if we're not talking about this specific person that you lost, and it's a great tragedy. Every person, if something like this happened, I believe there should be an investigation of like how did it happen and how can you make sure this will never happen again. Because this is not the only, like, it's not the first time people flew like next to those places.
Yeah, you are right. You are right. आप correct. You are right. But what's happened? You are showing this message. Maybe weather is bad, but in India, we almost calculate our weather by the difference of the state or district. We can imagine the weather. If I live in Delhi, so I know Delhi weather. If I live in Delhi, so I know Delhi weather. My sister is living from distance of my home. It's 180 kilometers from Delhi. So it's raining in Delhi. So same weather, my sister's home. Same
Okay.
weather at my sister, right? So I can imagine the weather. But that time weather, I also check the weather. Not disturbing weather. Almost weather is smooth and right. All weather is fine, right? So if weather is wrong, so government already announced it's a accident by the weather. From the weather, this weather is not clear, cloud, rainy weather, and whatever, right? So all it's not a investigation matter. If natural, it's a natural problem. It's not a government matter or a national matter, not an investigation matter. It's a weather problem, right?
Yeah, and
If
also
if
here's another
if
thing.
right, right.
Whatever your name is. I'm sorry, due to English. I cannot read stuff.
Vikas Sharma.
Yeah.
Sharma ji, it's my surname. My name is
Okay.
Vikas.
No, I'm just saying that, yeah, it's also another person commented that I don't think
Okay.
it was an accident. I am 17, like the title like of the plane, helicopter, can fly in any weather. Um, like I said, yes, there should be an investigation regardless of the people who was in that vehicle. There should be
Yes.
maybe there was a problem with the agents. Maybe it was like sometimes bad things happen without any reason, but that doesn't mean we should like not look it up and try to see how can we don't make that same mistake again. Honestly, I'm if it was actually a if it was like a sabotage, I'm kind of scared because a person, if something like this can go like to a person who is such higher on the defense level, if someone managed to get to him and to kill him and other members like that was there, this is a big problem and we all should, um I mean, we all need to be to feel safe and to know that people who are their job is to keep us safe are not safe themselves. This is also a major,
Right.
like a
You know
very
one
serious.
thing. I want to tell you one thing more. Uh, in India, some people is laughing on the death of our senior most person of our army. Some people is laughing with emojis. Many people live in India. Many people live in Pakistan, and many more persons are laughing. Or you need to know this. See, all persons are Muslims.
No, wait. I'm sorry for interrupting you. This we're not talking
Ninety
right now
percent,
about Islam's.
90%, 90% people. Because I am from India, I am checking all these things, stuffs, looking this up and down. 10% to 15% people belong to other community, and 85% people belong to other community. I am not mention any name. I not need to mention any name. All I don't want to mention any name, any people, any community. But whatever is so, it is our country's matter, right? So why are you laughing on the death of our senior most person of our army who protect us? If army not available in our border, what our condition? You can imagine this. If army not our border, what Indian people condition? We all facing a huge problem if army not there. I am
Yeah, some people
protecting
need to
only
remember that
from
that person is like protecting everyone without the different of religion, color, sex, sexuality. That doesn't matter. And some, sometimes people will do. Sometimes people will laugh, will do terrible things. The main point is, yeah, I know it is absolutely annoying. I know that in here every time there was a terror attack and people are dying, radical Islam people are going outside and giving out candies to people, like to celebrate the fact that innocent lives like got murdered. But um we're right now focusing on, like, we need to remember how to, like, don't escalate this. Let those people act like children. If they want to laugh, let them laugh, and then just like make sure they, the only thing they will do is laugh and not escalate it to a terror attacks and stuff like this. But just like we, sometimes you just need to let those people think whatever they want, and just like, it's like, yeah, laugh whatever you want, just like stay at home and do whatever you want, as long as they're doing. And of course it is angry. I know that every time there are terror attacks and someone is here is dying, I read comments of people, that live close to me, who is writing, oh, I wish there were more Jewish dead people. Like, I am aware of that. However, the second you start to fight with them and to, get head to head with them, most several of those people will become extreme, and then they will try to escalate the situation. And just let the haters be haters. If it's online, great, write all the laughing emojis, whatever the hell you want, but do not dare to honestly go outside and try to hurt other people. This is, and I know it's totally frustrating. Like I said, when I was in a hospital with my friend who was like in the hospital after a terror attack, and I read comments like, oh, she didn't die. That's sad. You didn't do a good job and stuff like this. The first thing I wanted to do, is to just like, I'm gonna find that person and he is going to be dead right now. But as long as those people are hiding behind, keyboard and stuff, and honestly doing absolutely nothing meaningful with their life, sad people should be stayed. Sad people just like on this side, okay? Sad people on this side, whatever. I know it is absolutely annoying and super, I don't know, I understand how you are feeling when you seeing those people laughing at the fact that you lost someone who is mean something so much, that that person do, all that person did was to protect you. I understand how angry and frustrating and how terrible this is, but we need to remember that it is like, let those people spread their hateful and bullshit online, and just like make sure they have, the platform to do that, while it is monitored, while people are paying attention to them and watching who is from, like, which one will become extreme from them and which one just like an absolute idiot. And idiot people will not change their mind because they're idiots. We cannot educate other people. Yeah, I like I said, I understand how frustrating and how terrible it is to see people laughing and writing evil, totally evil comments. Those are the types of things that can make me like, I am so scared that one day I will lose it and just like, snap at those people outside the internet. But we all need to remember just like why those people are dying, like why that person died, and we need to like continue his legacy. Like, we should protect our people, and that's it. If someone wants to spread laughing emojis on Facebook and to write evil comments, just like picture his life. Know that his life, like in this moment, he didn't have any friends to talk to. He didn't listen to music that made him feel good. He didn't have something to play. He didn't, I don't know, he didn't have work to educate himself on something. All he had was this little moment that he did, that he was so such a sad person that he just decided to go online and spread his hate. So we should just like look at that person and feel sorry for him. And
Right, you are absolutely right.
I know it's so annoying. Like I said, from a person who is totally aware of how annoying this is. Sometimes I'm just like logging outside, like on every platform. I'm not he's like, I'm not listening to news. I'm not listening to everything. I'm just locking myself in my room because I do not want to deal with the haters. Let's call them like this.
Thank you so much for explaining me this. Because my English is not good. You can see this. My English is not good. I am learning the English, so I can speak my expression and words smoothly to the all people whoever listening me and right. So
So you know what?
my
Let's do
feeling.
something like this. How about, because like I keep saying again and again, I don't care as long as we can understand each other, and I don't care because English, it is not our main languages, and the only reason we speak English is because we got the same people occupying us. How about you just whatever language you're speaking, um, right now, this is Yummer speaking your native language. Say whatever you want to say, your thoughts, feelings about the subject in your native language. I will not understand, but
Uh,
people who are watching will. So feel free to say
okay.
whatever you
Thank
want.
uh, thank you for giving me the permission. मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि जो आर्मी पर्सन हमारे एक्सपायर हुए हैं, तो कोई भी इंडिया का हो या बाहर का बंदा हो, ये ना समझे कि हम लोग ना हार मान के बैठे हैं, राइट? हम हार मान के नहीं बैठे हैं, और जो भी अपनी गद्दारी दिखा रहे हैं ना, गद्दारी शो कर रहे हैं, उनको ये याद रखना चाहिए कि हमारी इंडियन आर्मी ही उनको प्रोटेक्ट करती है। हमारी इंडियन आर्मी के बिना ना वो ना मतलब सो भी नहीं सकते हैं, स्लीप भी नहीं कर सकते हैं, राइट? हमारी इंडियन आर्मी सबको प्रोटेक्ट करती है, और वो उनके ऊपर लाफिंग इमोजी डाल रहे हैं। हमारे चीफ डिफेंस स्टाफ एक्सपायर हुए हैं, शहीद हुए हैं, राइट? उनके ऊपर ऐसा कर रहे हैं यार, शर्म आनी चाहिए तुम्हें। टुल्लू भर पानी में डूब मरना चाहिए यार, ऐसा कुछ डाल रहे हो। देखो ये बैठी है इसराइल, दैट इजरायली गर्ल, राइट? शी इज लविंग इंडिया एंड वी आर लविंग इसराइल। तो ये आके यहाँ पे शो करती है किस लिए? हम लोग इंडिया के लोगों को ये समझना चाहिए यार कि ऐसे बंदों का हमें कोई भी ना वीडियो ना देखें, ना पुरस्कार करें, ठीक है? मैं इंडिया से प्यार करता हूँ, मैं इंडियन हूँ, मुझे इंडियन रहना है। आई प्राउड टू बी इंडियन, राइट? तो सबको इसी तरीके से बिहेव करना है। जो लोग ऐसा करते हैं उन पे कभी भी कोई व्यू ना दें, कोई फॉलो ना करें, ना ही कोई रिस्पॉन्स दें। It is my only saying this. Right? I'm only saying. Thank you so much for giving me permission in Hindi.
Yeah, I really hope you said good things. I heard several things I could understand. Yeah, but you know what? Because what just happened right now, like I said, both of our English is not that good, and it's totally okay. Maybe
Your is
I'll
good from mine. Your is good for mine.
just because I'm
Sorry.
practicing and I had to and I have to. It's like I do not like the English language, and I am proud to speak in my own native language my people have preserved for centuries. However, this is the language we have to do to communicate with, which
Can, can,
sadly.
can I can I can I learn Hebrew in India? Any I want to learn because if all we Indians communicate, so we know our language each other, right? I need to learn Hebrew, and you have to learn Hindi.
Yeah, I
It's
am
a very
actually
good
trying to learn
combination.
Hindi.
It's a very good combination.
Yeah, I hope, we can all actually be able to speak each other's languages, and just, throw the English out of the window and just like focus on our histories without, the occupation in our back of our mind. But thank you so much for joining this live stream. I will let other
Thank you. Thank you.
people
It's my pleasure. It was pleasure to talking with you. Thank you so much.
with you too. Thank you. Okay, take care. I think we'll try to, like I said, because English, it is, we've been forced to speak English. So I think, as long as you are following the guiding lines, which is don't curse, don't say hateful things, and just remember to um, speak speak from your heart, but with respect to other people. I think maybe I'll try. Whoever wants, I like, you are more than welcome to speak after we'll have the conversation, to speak your native language and to speak to the people in the language you want. Yeah, because like I said, the only reason we're communicating in English is because the same people occupied us and we've been forced to use that language. I'm totally fine with speaking any other language, especially languages that we are the languages that are important to us. Let's say I want to see if there is something important in the comments, because I saw a lot of hearts and stuff, which was great. This is why I understood that what he said was good and not, bad things. Let's see. Okay, I just like see a lot of people also mourning the death of the heroes, which is sad. That's the only thing I have to say. I'm sorry. Okay, let's move to the next person who joined. Rahul, do you understand I'm talking to you? Wave if you can understand. Just wave to the camera so I'll know I can upload you. Okay, one, two, three. Hello.
Hello. So, since the topic is about General Bipin Rawat, actually, I would like to tell you that he just 2 3 months back he gave a lecture on the concept of clash of civilizations. I think you must know, in which he told that the Hindu civilization is actually facing, uh, a nexus of Sino-Islamic, and the Indian government immediately just put him aside, that we don't agree with his comments, because the Chinese obviously objected, and the previous speaker was talking of some conspiracy theories. So let me give you an overview of them also. I think you must have known, since you were telling that you saw some of the conspiracy theories. So all the three countries, which America and the Chinese, and as well as the uh, people from inside the country, they are, let me tell you, that India just did a deal with Russia for S-400 missiles, right? I mean, they started delivering, and now the new deal was for some rifles and stuff like that. So one of the conspiracy theories is that the Americans did this. The second number is this, which I already told you about his comments against the Chinese, and the third one is that he had some enemies within India. Uh, Actually, I don't know if you have heard this or not, but he used to talk about a 2.5 front war. One front is Pakistan, other one is in uh, China. By the way, I need to tell you one thing, that just 3 days from now, from 16th December, 16th December is that historical day on which we gave Pakistan its biggest defeat. And in the Pakistani newspapers, they showed it as that Hindus defeated Muslims for first time in 1,000 years. That was the headline. So they tried to give it a religious angle. But coming back to the point, so he said 2.5 front war. So 2.5 front means actually China, Pakistan, and the third front is a half front which needs to be cleaned from inside. Uh, as the previous speaker mentioned, I'm not going to name anyone. So these are my thoughts. And now,
Let's just like I understand, and thank you so much for trying to give me, the background about that things. But right now, as you saw from the title, we were talking. Yes, the main reason I decided to do, well, two of the main reasons why I decided to do this live stream about this topic is, first of all, yeah, the death of, a person who was important to you
actually,
in the defense. But
let me
wait,
finish.
and
Okay.
okay. No, go ahead.
So the conspiracy theories are gaining some light because the terrain was not that difficult. It's not like it's a Himalayas. It was just a forest. There are plenty of forests in India. The person was flying with his wife, so they double check these things when you are flying with your family members. The third thing is that the chopper is double engine, and the chopper is like that. It's a helicopter, so you can turn back anytime. The fourth thing is that every time when a flight is done, for example, he came from some area, every time they have to check. Every time it's a protocol, it is a routine protocol, and the army does it even more specifically, checking everything. So the question is that the highest supreme personnel of the army is going. So if we can't transport him just for 50 kilometers, so how capable is our army? It all the Chinese uh, mouthpiece, the Global Times, it also mocked the Indian army for that they are incapable and stuff like that. So
Well, but this is just part of, a planning. When armies fight, there is a lot of backstage thing, and one of the main things is to make fun of the other army. So I don't, how many times people are making fun on the like making fun of the Israeli army, how many memes I see about it, how many gifs and stuff. It doesn't matter for me because this is another part of the war. I mean, so if China is making fun of the army of Baharat, I mean, they're supposed to. It's part of the war. This is why I don't take this
no, but
as
actually
seriously.
you don't show this, na. You show some. I am the biggest enemy of India from time immemorial has been Pakistan, and even Pakistani army gave some, some respects to the general. But the Chinese on one side they gave that, yeah, we condemned this, whatever they said, and in the official mouthpiece, they wrote articles like this. So I understand your that it is a propaganda which they want to demoralize the army. I understand that thing which you want to say. So these are my thoughts on the subject, and
Mhm.
I would like you to, after 3 days, just do a live stream and celebrate the fact of 50 years of India's victory over Pakistan.
I'm not celebrating anything about countries because if you saw my videos, I keep saying everything political, everything about all those fights, all those stuff. It looks like, oh yeah, we won, yeah, with this. A lot of people have suffered, like even on the winning side, a lot of people have suffered because of that. So I don't want to do something that is celebrating. Yes, maybe we will mention it if this will be something that we
Yeah, but
can actually
don't
learn
celebrate.
from.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not, it's
Just
like
for
not, I'm not like,
information
I'm
basis.
not celebrating like that, that is it. Like, I'm not saying I will never celebrate something. I'm saying that the whole point of this channel is to actually educate and learn from each other. Yes, maybe we'll do something about it, but it will not be a big fu to Pakistan or stuff like this, because there are also people from Pakistan who are watching this channel, because people are people. It doesn't matter. Some people were just born in Pakistan and absolutely hate the governments and just want to communicate with people. I know two amazing people who are also making reaction videos from Pakistan, um, to movies and stuff and songs from India, and talking about how much they love India, because the second we're stop thinking in countries, like I am that country, he is that country, I hate him because he was born in a different country, we start to look at people and respect each other culture and respect each other people, just like they said, like you said. Also, Pakistani people also said what that tragedy that happened, I think on Thursday, was a great tragedy. They didn't celebrate the fact that a person and his wife got dead, or killed. So we always need to remember the people, not the governments. Let the governments hate each other,
Well,
let
I
them
think
do all
it's a
the
trap
fighting and
in
stuff.
which you are, that government is bad and people are good. This is
I'm
just a
not saying
trap.
like all governments are bad, black pill versus red pill, but I'm just like saying, you and I as citizens, we can communicate right now and we can say each other like the things we love and hate in our opinions. Even if India and Israel were not friends, you and I would still be able to communicate thanks to the power of the internet. So
Actually,
my
I don't
goal.
understand one thing, that why the
Mhm.
global leftist movement is headed by Jews. And there is a nexus of leftist and Islamist, and the global leftist movement is headed by Jews in America. I don't understand this contradiction.
I don't
People
have
like George
any
Soros, and
relatives and stuff, so I don't.
they just,
I'm not American Jew. I don't like. I was born raised in Israel. My
no, I
family
am not
were born.
accusing you
I
of
don't know
anything.
what to tell you.
I am just telling you, just do some research on this topic, that why there is a leftist lobby of Jews who in America, who is opposing the right wing movement, which is based on, left is global but right is, region specific, because they have their own grievances in every region. So why are they opposing? And I don't understand the fact that Jews are on that part.
I don't know
And
what
do
to
you
tell
have
you.
any personal experiences of,
Of what?
you were asking that, if anyone has a personal hero, do you have a personal hero? And do you want to
Well,
talk about that?
sure. Like I said, I mentioned before several, like
Yeah,
in the beginning of the video, about the fact that like my right now it's going to sound such a childish thing to say, but my personal heroes are the people who right now serving the army, because I live in Israel. I live in Jerusalem, the capital city of Israel. I have seen and I have lived through so many, like, I lived through the second intifada. I survived terror attacks. And when there were terror attacks in Jerusalem, the past days, there were so many terror attacks. And I posted on Instagram, like I said, that I am sorry. I'm not saying again what happened and giving you pictures and information, because I just need a second to like, just like to relax like mentally, because it is when you waking up and like not just waking up, when you're just like walking in the street and hearing all those sirens and stuff, and like you see police and stuff, it just like bring you back to stuff you experience. And like, so my personal heroes are the people who manage to stop terror attacks even before they're happening, before we know that they're happening. There's so much work behind the stage. This is why I said that the great loss is not what we saw that person, like what he did in front, like what he said in front of cameras and stuff. It was what he did behind closed doors, and all the things he did to protect you people in ways you and I maybe will never know, because this is how. So yeah, my personal heroes right now are the people who are keeping me safe. And like I said, for a person who right now experienced terror attacks right behind, like outside of my door, there was a terror attack, a stabbing attack that happened several days ago in a place that I am like, it's part of where I am doing my morning walk. So this, to know that those things are like they're happening. It's not like it's not some Bollywood or Hollywood movie. Terror attacks and people are dying, things are actually happening. So my personal heroes are the people who are keeping me safe even without me knowing about them.
And you were talking about mental trauma, that you have to go every time. So every on the everyday basis you go through some mental trauma. So does it affect your psyche, or have you changed altogether?
Well, I wanted to make one day I will make a special live stream about the situation, the mental situation here in Israel. But I do will give you right now a small, you know me, I cannot say just like a small answer. I'm blabbing all the time. Um, in Israel,
No,
we have
no.
so many.
Actually, I was asking that, uh, like, you have some thought process that how we are going to win this situation, or the other thing is that we have to just survive. So do you have any, long term plan that, yeah, we are going to do this and then we will be settled, or there is like, we have just to finish our lives and then we are gone? I think that's not the process. The mental state changes of a person after such accidents, and they are repeatedly happening. Before 2014 it was happening in India too.
Well, about the thought process, first of all, in Intifada, we were going outside and didn't know if we will come back. I mean, we didn't know. People I know died in the Intifada. There's absolutely no reason I will not be one of them. But it's changing your thought process. It's not like we don't just sit at home and I don't know how to explain it. I don't have time to sit and think philosophical questions. I don't have time. Like I need to survive. I'm in a survivor mode. I live in a place like I'm taking every day buses that like usually there's a bus called like the number is the bus number 18 that sometimes I'm taking. This bus there were so many like there's several terror attacks on that bus that someone a terrorist came and exploded this bus. There used to be a time that like on one day that bus got exploded and a week after that the same like it was another terror attack on the same bus on the same number of the bus. And I remember that in the news they said again, this is not we're not talking about the last week terror attack, we're talking about a new terror attack. So everything, and this is a bus that I'm using like almost every week because this bus is like driving everywhere in Jerusalem. So we don't have time to think about what if like how can we, I don't know, whatever, like we're all in a survivor mode. And yes, this is totally affecting our mental health. There's so many, this is why it's kind of big deal and pretty cool here that there is a stage for people who are suffering from trauma, people who lived through stuff, who survived things, things that I pray that you people will never understand, because I really don't want you to you know know what it feels like to be in its shock when you see blood in the street and realize that belongs to a person who just died a second ago, like stuff like this.
Yeah, but if you explain it, then it will give yourself, so you'll calm down.
Well, it depends. I know when some people when they're telling their stories and stuff like this, they need to do it in a special environment, because after that, when you talking about a trauma, sometimes all the emotions are coming back. I know a person who cannot talk about things that happened in his army because he said when he tried, he smelled again the sense of you know when there is a terror attack with a lot of, I don't know how to say it, god, I don't know how to say it, when there's like a lot, when there was like a big explosion. Okay, it's going to sound kind of disgusting, so people maybe just like step away from the, I don't know, don't listen for a second if it's too much for you. um some people when they're talking about it, I know a person who said he immediately began to smell again the bodies, the corpse burning. I know that you some people, honestly, let's talk about India. I know several people who went to Varanasi when they're the place where they're burning the bodies, and
Yes.
they were there a split second and they immediately came back to Israel and went to therapy because they smell dead corpses that remind them the same smell they smelled in a terror attack. This is absolutely different. The people who are burning the bodies of their families in Varanasi are not doing this from the same reason that the terrorists did it, but the smell, just like the smell itself, brings you to terrible things. So things are crazy. Like
Yes,
you cannot
actually,
really explain it.
what you just mentioned, na, that seeing those bodies, it's actually you know the highest level of sadhana, highest level of prayer is done
Yeah, but this is why it's different.
in the crematorium. So no,
Exactly.
seeing
This is
those
why it is
bodies,
different.
they just realize
For
the
you people, that
mortality
smell
of
is
your
a good
body.
thing. But for you,
No, no,
this smell
no.
is a good
It's not
thing.
it's not a easy thing. I'm just telling
Of
you that
course.
whatever you mentioned might be true.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So, any
Okay.
last things you want to ask? Say.
No, I feel good after talking
No,
to
it's
you,
great.
and condolences to the family of General Bipin Rawat. He is from a hilly terrain, and
Hmm.
I visited there, some years back, that area because it's one of the most touristic areas of India. So, and I remember a song. The song is in Hindi. It's actually in Garhwali language. Uh, I will give you the essence of it. That the song says that you don't need a dagger and you don't need a rifle. All you need is that you boil your blood, and you need to boil the blood of a Garwali to kill someone. That's the motto of the Garwal regiment to which he belonged to. Oh, the Garwal and Gurkha regiment. So uh, nice meeting you. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining this live stream. Okay. Okay, great. Let's see if there is any question. I know it became like a little bit more darker than what I expected, and I am sorry about that. Also, let's see. Um, Kuman, I totally support the freedom of Palestine. I don't understand why are you like coming here and doing that hashtag. I do support Free Palestine from the terror organization Hamas. I support the freeing of the women of Palestine that are getting murdered if they don't dress properly. I do support the freedom of the LGBTQ people of Palestine that are getting killed because they're not straight. So yeah, I support the freedom of the people of Palestine in so many different ways. And if you want to have a discussion about it, feel free to join the live stream. You are more than welcome. I'm not saying anything hateful towards the Palestinian people, especially because I live among them. Like it's not there is not a clear border. I live in a neighborhood with I have a Palestinian neighborhood. Like I live Palestinian neighbors. There's a mosque next to me. Like the to come here to say free Palestine. First of all, you do know I cannot just say, "Oh, okay, you're free Palestine. Go ahead." It's like, why are you like? What do you think I'm me as a citizen can do right now. And yes, of course, I support the freedom of the people of Palestine from being held by terror organization, the freedom of the children of Palestine, because I am absolutely sure those children do not want parents and terrorists to throw them in front of the army and then just like to take pictures and like look that terrible army made that poor little Palestinian child cry. Like, come on, things are way more complicated than what you think. Okay, let's see who is next. Um, Ayush, do you understand I am talking to you? Wave if you can. Wave if you understand I'm talking to you. Okay, great. One, two, three. Hello.
Shabbat Shalom.
Hey, how are you?
Shabbat Shalom.
Hey. Well, it's actually Shabbat is
Am I
over.
audible?
Yeah, yeah. Shabbat is over now.
I thought it's Saturday and Sunday both.
Yeah, but I was busy yesterday. I made a
No,
video
no.
of the food I
I
made
thought
and
that Shabbat is Saturday and Sunday
oh,
both.
No, it's just Saturday and Sunday. It's actually
Oh,
a normal working day for us. So I just got after work and doing
no,
this.
because is in some places Sunday is considered as the last day of the week and all that stuff. So I thought that.
Yeah, so in us,
Uh,
it is the beginning of the week. So we all
yeah,
learn
it's
something.
also
Thank you.
beginning of the week in India also, but it's like people follow English schedule, so uh, that's why the it some people consider it as the ending of the week. So so le- about like we are talking about like uh, gonna,
We're
wait,
talking
give me a
about
second. My
heroes.
family is here, and I want
Okay,
to
tell him hi from Israel.
like
Do you want to join like the live stream like in a several minutes? It's
no,
totally cool.
just 1 minute. No, uh, like we are talking about the untimely demise of first Chief of Defence Staff, General Bipin Rawat. So he was like about him that he was so capable that after his retirement, government offered him to become the first Chief of Defence Staff of Army. So the job of Chief of Defence Staff is to maintain the interaction between the three armies: the Navy, the Indian Air Force, and the Indian Army. So it was his job, and he was a great personality. Like don't want to count his make you count his achievements, but I want to tell you one statement of him, which will like statements define personalities. I believe that. So I want to when the recent Galwan situation happened, the Chinese PLA like give an ugly warning kind of thing that we are coming and this kind of thing. So General Bipin Rawat answered them, "Let them come. When they will come, we'll ground them 2.5 feet into the ground." Uh, so like and another statement which is the ideology of most of the Indians, that he said that we will never fire the first bullet, but but when the enemies will fire the bullet, we will stop counting our bullets. Like we will not count after that. So yeah, such bold statements needed as the army chief, and uh, strategically sometimes only these statements wins wars, and nobody has to lose his life and things. And about like what happened like you the terror attacks, and I want to like it would be a serious kind of conversation which relating relating the uh, terror attacks the comment you posted after like some guy commented some stupid thing on the video of the terror attack which you posted. uh, like I will talk about that. That Vipin Rawat sir said that India is fighting with two and half fronts. Like many people said about the talk about the half front, but I want to give you a clear overview of it. That yes, there are people in India, like not the sleeper cells or the kind of thing that they are from Pakistan living as Indians in India or kind of thing, but there are Indians who seemed to be turned against India. There is no reason explainable about it. One reason may be the education system, the which is mostly based on the British kind of thing, like what British started, we are just continuing that. So one reason might be that, and like the many people told you that many people commented a laughing emoji and that kind of thing, and to the untimely demise uh, uh, of CDS, and like those people. Yes, there are bunch of people, like they are not very less like compared to the Indian population, they are very less in number, but uh, that percentage is less. But the on counting the persons are, like there are a lot of this kind of persons. That's why and they are actually more active on the social media things, like wherever you go on YouTube and Instagram, Facebook, and that's why many creators which are pro-Indian and pro-Israeli, and pro-Jewish, like Israel and India face similar kinds of social media attacks, kind of things. So those people are actually more active on social media. That's why the creators who are pro-Indian and pro-Israeli face this kind of trolls and difficulties and all. Like once you are blocked from the Instagram for some time, like not blocked, like one of your post was deleted, and uh, you did a live stream after that also.
Yeah, that
Uh,
people, that haters reported me for saying hate speech because I said that terrorists are
like
bad, stuff
yeah, the
like that.
post was about the Intifada, the American people. Like you said, Intifada is killing of the innocent people, and you in the end you said may the, like the sentence was grammatically incorrect actually, and that's why people. But those people don't just need this kind of mistakes which the creators usually do, and they capitalize on, like capi- whether capitalize is not appropriate word, but they want to point out that, and to uh, like to degrade that creator. They search these kind of mistakes and target them. uh, there are creators in India, like YouTube creators and social media creators, who are pro-Indian, and they're on regular basis. I saw, like on every month there's some kind of things happen that YouTube deleted their video, or YouTube restricted them, or this kind of things keep
Well,
happening.
honestly, on YouTube, I don't have a problem. The video you talking about, the fact that I just explain people what, because it is cool to say, intifada. It sounds, so such a, there's trends in the world and especially in America. And when I'm saying America, especially in the USA, to like, now
Hmm.
I'm gonna support this, now I'm gonna support that, now I'm vegan, now I'm that. So they were big supporters on the intifada, and I just made a video explaining what the word intifada actually means and what is happening because of that. Because just to say a word in a different language does not make you cool, and to support a word that you don't understand the history behind it does not make you cool. And like when you support murdering of innocent people, I mean, this is
Yeah.
again like not make you cool. Honestly, YouTube allowed me to continue saying whatever I want. The YouTube platform was great. The on Instagram, some people got offended. Special snowflakes got offended that I said that murdering is bad. So that's when I got banned. Um, but nah, but I'm back on Instagram. So if you want to see when will I get banned again, come join me.
Actually, there's a saying in software world, like I'm not into the software thing, but my friends say that there's a saying in software world that behind every software there is a human well. So, like who? it does not depend who will be blocked. There is, they say that there is an algorithm, but that algorithm not always work. Like if you have so much traffic like YouTube and Instagram have, that algorithm cannot always work. There is some human sitting behind who is uh, uh, checking all the things, and he choose to uh, uh, like degrade those things only which he only don't like, uh, those kind of things. And like those people, there are a group of people in India, like the half front which General Bipin Rawat talked about. uh, that half front is actually more active on social media. That's why people face this kind of difficulties on social media. But like what I'm trying to say, mm,
It's okay. Take your
uh,
time. English is a terrible language.
no, like uh, they are active on social media, but what the social media is a virtual reality. Like they may feel that yes, we are doing this, and we are making those people feel ashamed about it. Like uh, um, in India, like the education system plays a big role in it. The people, like in our history book, the children are not taught much about the Indian heroes. So, like, uh, let me name two big heroes of India: Maharana Pratap and Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Like these are like nearly, they are treated as nearly god in India, because they did those kind of works. But in our history textbook, surprisingly, about Maharana Pratap, there is only one line in about Maharana Pratap, which is also incorrect. And about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, specifically Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was not mentioned. Only about his empire there was is only one paragraph of it, but they dedicated the whole chapter to the invaders who came to India and ruled on India. So these kind of things creates a sense of shamefulness among the children. And when they grow up and they see people glorifying Indian army, they feel it like that it's just a propaganda the government is doing to empower the army. And there's stuff, if India has not done anything in past, what would they be they doing now? And this kind of thing, when people feel like that, it's like a systematic brainwashing they get. Like for myself, I got chance to know about that from my family, from other books and all. But mm, not all the people get those chance to know about the actual Indian heroes. So that's how this started, and that's how that front is created. And like uh, they spread negativity and all. They did, they tried to do this on this occasion also. When this crash happened, they the like when I saw it on social media, it felt like what is going on, why people can't just mourn a brave soldier. And this, like, it for 2 days it was like a depressing situation for Indian people on social media. But what happened, which made us feel good about it, that when this thing happened, they felt, those people felt very proud that we are uh, see we cannot let them mourn the death of the soldiers and all. But when the funeral happened, the people all over India united. They gave they paid their condolences to the soldiers. They mourned the death of the soldiers and all, and that created a sense of satisfaction in my heart that n- no matter what, they might be stronger on the social media, but social media is just a virtual reality, and the people of India has proud in being Indian and proud on their soldiers. So yeah, that's it.
No, that is good. I also absolutely love the fact that you also mentioned other heroes outside the main character we are talking right now, because we, like I said, we should remember all the people and not just after bad things have happened to them. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining this
Mm,
live stream.
yeah. Actually, I will add a story on my Instagram after that. That story is related to the temple which I told you, which is in the shape of the star hexagram, the Star of David shape. It is called Shri Yantra and thing, and it was made. The temple was made in 2007 in Tamil Nadu, based on Indian. Vastukala. Vastukala is like engineering. You can say Indian ancient architecture that was made
So,
based on that.
so if you're gonna post it on your story, I like I
I
see
will
you on
tag you
Instagram, so
on the story.
even better. Okay, tag me and then I don't know, I'll repost it, and then everyone who wants, by the way, Ayush, I'm sorry, I'm talking, we have a saying in Israel, we talk people to their face and not be like behind their back. So everyone who wants to see, to learn more about a lot of stuff, Ayush posting amazing stories with a lot of information. I'm watching your stories and I'm learning a lot from them, the stories on Instagram. So I will also, I'll repost it and tag you, and everyone who wants to learn more about your history, follow him. Yeah, great, like great contact that you're putting on the internet. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah,
Okay, great. So
thank
any
you.
other thing you want to say before I'm letting someone else have the
Uh,
stage?
well, uh,
Let's do something
uh,
like this. Like I said
like
with the
what?
first person, you can say whatever you want as long as this is, family friendly and not hateful with your own native
Actually,
language.
your voice is not coming. It
Can you hear me?
freezed. Yeah, now I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'll just like for the last thing, like I said with the person before, if you want to say something to your people in your native language, as long as it's family friendly and not full of hate or something, you can just say right now in your native language to the people who man speak your language right
Yeah,
now.
like not like not. I will not say in native language.
Okay.
Let me say in English. Uh, like the words I will say it both about Israel and India, like people of Israel and people of India, that words cannot words may cannot change the situation. My words, what I say, may cannot stop what is happening in Israel and India, but the words can give strength to face the situation. And so it is important to uh, continuously talk and continuously motivate each other, and just be spontaneous and be brave. That's all. And they they might, those about those people who are against anti-India and anti-Israel, they may think they are powerful, but they are not. Time and again, we have showed that we are stronger. The sense of nationalism, the sense of survival, and the sense of identity is a lot stronger than those people. So yeah, that's all.
No, it's great.
Jai
Thank
Hind,
you
Vande
so much.
Mataram.
Okay, so thank you so much for joining this live stream.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. And like I said, I will repost whatever he is posting on his story. His stories are amazing. I am learning so much from his stories. So I'll repost it on Instagram and you can go follow him on Instagram. Absolutely amazing. I want to give, I know people are waiting in line, so just like be patient. I'm trying to, every person, like it's on, if you got here first, you will first in, first serve, like first serve English. Ah, okay. Um, let's see. Okay. Shuhash, do you understand I'm talking to you? My favorite teacher. Wave to the camera if you understand I'm talking to you. Okay, you're smiling, so you know I'm talking to you. One, two, three. Hello.
Yeah, so on behalf of my fellow Indians, first I would like to uh, extend my salute to my hero, our first CDS, General Bipin Rawat. In the coming 16th December, if he would have been alive, then he definitely celebrate his joining date of the army, 16th December 1978. He was joined Indian Army, 5 by 11 Gorkha Rifles, the same unit in which his father was served. So 16 December, the date I remember. I was met once with when he was, I think, brigadier or some post. I didn't remember. 5 6 years back. Uh, he was a very lively person. Uh, the loss is very huge. Uh, the loss is irrecoverable. First of all, my profession, my training doesn't allow me to make any comments without any proper investigation or without any concrete reason that what happened, whether it is sabotage or conspiracy or technical glitch in the chopper. This is the army expert, army team, those who are doing their research work, inquiry, investigations. It is there, and we are waiting for the official comment, the conclusion. Without that, I don't think we should make any comment. Yeah, peoples are very emotional. It is obviously, it is quite obvious that if something such kind of things are took place, we become very emotional. But emotions is a good thing. But we should use our mind too. Whether this is technical glitch or sabotage or conspiracy, anyhow, it is the technological warfare. If it is technical failure of the chopper, it is also a part of technical technology glitch. If it is sabotage, it is also comes under technology because we are living in an era where technology is a new weapon. We are it is unavoidable technology warfare we are having, we are facing now. Uh, my profession, we are dealing with such kind of problems whenever we face that because of the fog, the weather is major responsible behind this incidents, behind this accident, the chopper crash. But I don't think it is army armed force chopper. So probably the chopper is sufficient to handle such kind of weather. But if it is weather is responsible, the autonomous weapon, the chopper should fly on the autonomous mode. If there is a night vision capabilities are available, there certainly the fog vision capabilities also available in the chopper. So I don't think weather could be a reason. It could be a reason. But so being a professional, I'm looking towards the technological solutions, the technical solutions. What should be the next? Our chopper should be capable to fly in the uh, fog weather also, because if the chopper having the facility of night vision, then definitely the chopper could see in through the fog. And there is a IVR facility is there, available. The chopper is initially flight with two mode, either the visual fly rule or the instrumental fly rule. So with if there is a no vision available, So chopper could fly with the instrumentation vision rule. The chopper could fly in auto mode. The clear vision the chopper pilot can see. So a lot of things yet to reveal. But being a technocrat, it's my responsibility to do my research area in such problems what we are facing. But army peoples are really very precious. We should respect them. The loss is really irrecoverable. 16 December, again, we missed him. The unit he served, the 5 by 11 Gorkha rifles. Gorkha, one of the brave unit in India. They are known for their bravery. So once, I think in 1970 war, after the 1971 war, one general of India, he makes such comment that if somebody tell you that he is not afraid from the die, then either he lie or he could be a Gorkha. There's two possible reasons because everybody means having some kind of afraid from die. If somebody tell you that he is not afraid from die, either he could lie or he could be a Gorkha. Gorkha never afraid from any kind of death, and he belongs to Gorkha Rifles. Um, he was I don't have was I cannot use for him. He is still alive for me. Uh, Probably we lost his physical body, but he is still alive in my mind, our thought, in our inspiration. He always inspires us. And before me, when Sharmaji was there, he told that his English was not good. So Sharmaji, perhaps your English wasn't good, but your intention was too good, and we respect the whole India with you. So don't think English doesn't matter. What you want to convey is more important. If you are able to convey your feelings, your thought, your intention to anyone, that is sufficient. Because many people are very good in English, but they don't have anything to convey. They have only dirty things in their mind, and the dirty things only they convey in the social media. So your English doesn't matter, but your feelings is too good, and we respect for that. And he demand to the government that start an inquiry. So inquiry is already in process. Uh, General Vipin Rawat, or rather should say the CDS Vipin Rawat, he was the army personnel, top army personnel. So automatically inquiry is ordered. I don't think anybody need to demand for this. And the way chopper crash, it is really a matter of concern for us. So I don't think social media people need to discuss much about this. Yes, there are emotions they can talk, but let the government, let the defense forces, inquiry team do their work. Rather than people discuss about this matter in social media, if they spend their time to their own work, what work they are doing. If you are a student, do sincerely, you put your effort in your study, because once you complete your study, you could serve for your country. If you leave your study in mid and you come social media and start posting all these things, it doesn't really helpful for the country. If you think that you fight for your country in social media, then it nowhere it will helpful for your country. So if you are student, if you are college student, do your study. Do your study sincerely, because once you complete your study, go to your respective stream. If you are a science stream student, go to some college, do some research work, develop something very creative and important for your country, for the nation, for the world, because we are facing a lot of problems. Corona, we recently through, or we cannot say through, it is already there. The corona is still there, the terrorism. But today, this session conduct from Israeli girl, it is dedicated for Vipin Rawat, CDS Vipin Rawat. So I don't want to put any topic here. Again, my hero, CDS Vipin Rawat, we miss you. And 16 December, again, we celebrate. He joined 16 December 1978, the Gorkha rivals. Gorkha really are brave people. They have a different kind of hat, slightly slanting hat. Easily you can identify. during the 26th Republic Day parade, the Gorkha Rifles, the Gorkha Regiment, they are clearly identified. Their height is slightly tilt in their head, and they are managing one knife called what they what they called like this kind of knife is there. They are having, so
Like a
they always
sport
carry.
or just like.
Not sword. It's a half, means hardly 12 inch.
Okay,
Kukri,
I'm
kukri.
pretty. Okay,
Kukri,
so.
his name
Mhm.
Kukri. So Kukri is their ancient weapon they are using. So along with the other rifles, they are using Kukri also. So because when all the weapons are, suppose you completely exhausted your bullets, your rifle is no longer useful. So you fight with your Kukri. Finally, they take out their Kukri and they start by hand to hand fight. And they are telling that Kukri is our body. It's a part of our body. And along with the Kukri, the Gorkha peoples are very dangerous. And either they win or they die. You cannot defeat them. Gorkha will never get defeated. You can kill them, but you cannot defeat Gorkha peoples. So he is the proud of Gorkha rifles, 5x11 Gorkha rifles. Uh, he come from army background. His father was also sir for same unit, 5x11 Gorkha rifles.
Oh, that is
So
pretty cool. I
uh,
mean,
even the sir Bipin Rawat, the CDS Bipin Rawat, their daughter also, they are also very brave, really brave family. I don't think people were using social media. We should not pay attention for that. This kind of sick-minded peoples, these peoples are they are mentally sick. So I don't think these people need to be discussed here. What they are sending in emojis, this kind of sick peoples are there, and they actually planning to means to lose our mental balance that we should not do. They want that we should leave all our important job and come to social media and respond to their respond to their propaganda. I don't think these people are so precious that we should spend our precious time to counter their all this propaganda. These people are really, I don't know why they are living in this world just to create problem to others. I don't want to spend my single
I
moment
think
for this
we
kind of
talking
people.
about it because some people are just like sad people who actually has nothing to do, so they're spreading hate instead of fixing their life. Those are the
Yeah,
same people. Like I'm all pro. I love sometimes when people are trolling if it's funny. Like it's okay sometimes to let off some steam, but don't become that person. Like make sure you still have a life outside of spreading hate on the internet, and just like basically don't spread hate on the internet.
yeah. Actually, these kind of people are really mentally sick. There is a mental disease is there, attention seeking phobia. So people are doing some nonsense just to seek the attention from others. Like if you see that the wrong or the rumors normally spread faster than the genuine news. So generally, the rumors are created by haters, spread by idiots, and accepted by fools. So those who are really sick mindset, they create rumors or this kind of emojis. Idiot people simply forwarding from one to other, and fool people are accepting and start commenting on that. I don't think if you are a student, if you are a bureaucrat, if you are a professional, so we should spend our quality time to strengthen our country. If you are working in an area where you can serve for your country in the Indian economy, do serve your best. Like I'm a technocrat, my research area is basically uh, all this weapon technology we are going to pursue in the next. So if you are a science stream student, do something, develop some uh, new technology which can help really for the Indian Army. If you are a bureaucrat, do something for your society. If you are not able to do anything, at least promote good peoples, those who are doing something good for the society, something good for the humanity. If you are not good, what we can say, this kind of peoples only, they are, we can laugh only. these people are really for laughing. I don't think we should mention there that these people are very precious. We should respond to their comment, what they are commenting upon the CDS Vipin Rawat. CDS Vipin Rawat is very high level the personality. I don't think any people who can touch or nobody comments can be that much powerful who can degrade sir CDS Vipin Rawat sir. So he's a great person, great brave people. He's a brave soldier. Till die he was still that brave and soldier mindset. He was always ready for the fight. After retirement also with his statement he can rejoice all the Indian people. Uh, in the hand, he was the first TDS, so he always in our mind. He always, what we can say, irrecoverable loss of certainly. The loss of General Bipin Rawat, CDS Bipin Rawat is a great loss, irrecoverable loss. After a few days, we see that we appoint some new CDS, but he always the called the first CDS. And I salute all the Gorkha Rifles people, all the Indian Army, Air Force, Navy, and yeah, I don't think anything else we should discuss today. Only we salute to the CDS Vipin Rawat. We miss you. We miss you ever.
Exactly. To, pay our respect to the people dead or alive, the people who are doing everything they can to keep us safe, even if we
Yeah,
are not aware of what they're doing. And like I said, as a person who are like who lost people like and soldiers and stuff, I don't I don't know how to say, like, I feel your pain. I am so sorry you had to experience stuff like this, because I know how scary it is to lose someone who was mean something to you, and especially if that person suppose was like the person who protected you for so long. Um, it's scary. It's terrible, and I love the fact that you actually mentioned, told a lot of stories about his life rather than he's just like focusing on his death. So thank you so much.
yeah. One thing I would like to share that in 1970 war, there was one Jewish Indian general, General J.F. Jacob, but heard
Yeah.
about. So once press reporter talked to General J.F. Jacob, he told that when you take birth on some land, so you have to pay something to your nation where you take birth, where you took birth. So, sir, Dr. Sir Bipin Rawat, uh, what means he completely serve, he, uh, he do what he need to do, but we are still left. He complete his part, his role. Actually, it is not the responsibility of soldier to do something for his nation. It is the responsibility of every citizen to do something for his nation. So it is not the soldier. Normally, people are thinking that soldiers it's their duty to fight for the nation. No, it is the responsibility of every single individual, every citizen to serve for his nation. No matter if they are not physically fit, not ready to go to the border, fight like soldier. Do whatever best you can do for your nation. Fight is not only fought in the border. Fight is everywhere. Technology warfare. The corona, it could be a biological warfare. Economic front, there is a warfare. Economy also is it's a war. People are using economy also could be a war. Education is also a war. Basically, technology warfare we are facing right now. And good or bad people are always there, and bad people's always trying to deviate you from the topic, like this kind of people, those who are spreading hates in the social media, they are trying to deviate you from your goal. We should not deviate. If you are a so My last word, my last sentence to all my fellow Indians, that this is not the responsibility of a soldier. It is not the only responsibility of a soldier to serve for his nation, to die for the nation. It is the responsibility of every individual to fight for his nation, serve for the nation. Don't think that somebody come to you and ask you to do this. Do your best for your nation, because when you take birth, it is your responsibility. Uh, so you have to serve for your nation. There is no escape. So soldiers, they are doing their part as a civilian. But even if you are civilian, you should have an army mindset. You should always think for your nation, what you can do best for your nation, because your nation is already served a lot of thing to you. If you are alive in the nation, because somebody is doing his duty in the border. So my message to all my fellow Indians, that don't focus on the rumor. People are there. They are fully attention-seeking phobia. They are psychic people. They are trying to deviate you from your regular job. Don't pay attention on that. Do something for your nation. What the best you can do for your nation. Fight for your nation, not in the border, but wherever you find your enemy. The rumors will not affect India much. But if we Indians we deviate from our objective, from our goal, this certainly could be a loss for our nation. So don't pay attention to these idiot peoples. They are not that much important. Just focus on your study and serve something for your nation. Uh, it is the responsibility. Again, I repeat, it is not only the responsibility of a soldier to fight for his nation. It is the responsibility of every individual, every child, every daughter, every kid, every girl, every woman to serve for his nation, no matter what magnitude. You may not be a very physically fit, to fight for in a war. You may be a sick person. You may not be. You could be a aged person, older person, but something I think you can contribute for your nation, and we should be. Like I'm doing my part. Actually, I was. Uh, Earlier in 94, I think I was try for Indian Air Force, NDA, but unfortunately I was not selected due to some technical reason. But it was always in my dream, and but you couldn't believe that still I am doing my army practice. Still, I'm thinking that if sometimes it required, I go for the Indian Air Force. But in a different way, I am serving for them. In a technical way, I am serving for them. So today is we dedicated for CDS Bipin Rawat, and again 16 December we celebrate the same day for Sir CDS Bipin Rawat. We salute him and we missed him always, and we salute all Indian Army, Indian Air Force, and Navy people, and especially the Gorkha Rifles. We salute you.
This is, I absolutely love every time you're joining this live stream, first of all, but I absolutely love everything you just said. So thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for joining this live stream
Thank you.
and
Thank
take
you.
care.
And thanks, especially thanks to you that being an Israeli also, you are taking a lot of interest in this part, and you conduct a dedicated session for Sir CDS Vipin Rawat. Thanks to you also.
Thank you.
And we love all Israeli people. Always Israel is always in our heart. Uh, in every problematic situation, we realize that Israel is always stood up with India. Even General J.F. Jacob, he served for the nation. So we always respect and love Israeli people in every front, and we will be with Israel always wherever it required. Uh, Whatever we can do, we will do for Israel and Israeli people.
Yeah, that is great. Thank you so much again.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
absolutely love to hear you speak. So thank you so much, and I will um well, uh, speaking of attention seekers, I see in the comments a lot of people who saying free Palestine. So, like I said, I love the fact that you guys are not listening to me. But like I said, I do not like. It's not that I'm anti the freedom of Palestine. Palestine is right now the people of Palestine are being held under Hamas, the terror attack. Their children are being used to bunch of terrible things. The women of Palestine are getting killed by just by not wearing things that like some people want them to wear. um What else? Every time you're gonna say free Palestine, I'm going to keep reminding you that I am, and I'm not against that. Um, the freedom of the children of Palestine to get education and not just to learn hate in schools, like the post, like the video I posted when I showed you what a terrorist teacher, which was fun because I just spoke to a teacher here on this platform, who is, trying to teach tolerance, and that terrorist teacher taught the children to hate Jewish people. This is literally what he said, to the media. So again, this is like, I do not support, like, I'm not anti-Palestine, but I love the fact that you people just see the word Israel, and completely forgetting the fact that there are so many Muslim people living, Muslim Christians, Hindu, Sikhs, so many different religion are in Israel, and people are living here peacefully. But if you want to spread hate, you do you, whatever. If you want to join this live stream, link is in the description, like in the chat above, but you have to have your camera on. If you cannot show your face here, if you're not willing to show your face, you will not have the platform. I am sorry. Okay, so let's see. Ayush, you understand I am talking to you? Wave to the camera if you understand I am talking to you, so I can put you online. Okay, great. So Ayush, you on 1, 2, 3. Hello.
Hi, once
Hey,
again.
how are? Huh? I'm sorry.
Yeah, once again we are meeting once again.
Yes. Hi.
Hi. So yeah, as this meeting is on CDS Bipin Rawat, and we as a nation are mourning on his death. Uh, and yes, actually, I am still not able to recover from the fact that he's died because you know. For me he was the greatest as CDS, and the kind of reforms he was bringing and the way he was leading our army to he was legendary. And he was pretty vocal too as well. He was really, we as a nation lost a great asset, I must say. We really lost something big. That's
Well, I am sorry for your loss. I,
Yeah, I know. But believe me, if it would be an assassination rather than an accident, then uh, we should fuck them up. Either if China would be behind it or Pakistan, I think it would be China. Pakistan doesn't have that kind of capability. But if China would be behind it, I say we should fuck them up. Last year, Shan Yiming, who was the chief of general staff in Taiwan, along with seven other soldiers, including two major generals. They also died in the similar helicopter crash. And helicopter was also good. Of course, chief of general staff was traveling in it. Black Hawk, and you know they also weren't able to find that if it was an accident. People were thinking that maybe China could have planned it, but so far they were thinking that it was an accident. And General General Shan Yiming, I think that was his name. He was pretty vocal against China, and other soldiers as well. They were especially General Shan Yiming, as I usually hearing that he was pretty vocal critic of China. So as General Bipin Rawat, uh, last and we can say that China is pretty obsessed with him because when there was a time when General Bipin Rawat said that China is our biggest national security threat. Immediately, Global Times replied that there are conspiracy going on regarding India-China relationships. Propaganda is going on, and we should have defended, and etc. etc. After the Bipin Rawat's comment, and you just see right now when Omicron scare was going on, he reminded the world that we are living in sort of biological warfare. He didn't say that we are in a biological warfare. We should prepare for biological warfare. And again, and when he said that India should prepare for two and a half front war, I think that these kind of things would have upset Chinese administration. So if it would be an assassination, I think that we should just fuck him up then.
Well, this is a family
Because
friendly
we
channel,
because we have.
so
Oh,
I mean, you
sorry,
can say
sorry,
your
sorry.
opinion, but no, it's okay.
I know. I was just,
No, I understand
pretty
how
pretty angry
emotional
on
we
this.
can all get about it.
You
Yeah.
know, we have got full capability for doing this. You know, first of all, first of all, China Strait has to pass from Indian Ocean through Siliguri corridor. At the time of war, we can just simply block it. When war will go for 3 or 4 months or 5 months, China would be at its knees. If it will go for pretty long time, we would be easily able to defend our eastern border, as it is pretty hilly terrain, and a lot of work and war can't be go on for so long there. And it can be not as intense, and we can also manage Pakistan. It's not a big deal in western side. So
Mm.
I think that we should, if something, that we should definitely take some revenge on China.
Okay, and
We
let's
have got
let's
whole
focus
world
about
as
right
our
now the
back,
heroes. Yeah, but let's focus about the people who
Yep.
are we're talking right now about the heroes, not just about, how can we do, the reactions in
Hmm.
case that's something.
Yep. Yep.
Um, right
We
now
we
I
have
think
got
we're just
MM
focusing on
Naravne
the
as our
pain.
new CDS, and he is also pretty strong. So yeah, I am hopeful now, more
Yeah,
hopeful.
let's all hope things will be better
Yep.
and we will not hear about stuff like this. Rather, this was an accident, even if it was not an accident. Let's just hope things like this will never happen again. Doesn't matter if it is or not an accident.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. So, is
Uh,
there anything else you
so
wanted to say to me, to the people watching?
yes. Yep. Yep. I say that recently we are I think 2 or 3 days later we are going to celebrate the breaking of Pakistan, when we broke it into two separate nations, matlab Bangladesh and Pakistan. So we are going to celebrate it, and
Yes, but we're talking about heroes
we
today, not less about geography.
yeah, yep, and I am saying that uh, as Indian, we are together, and we we will defend our country as long as we can, and we will play every part that we as individual can play to defend our country. And yeah, we have also many uh, many heroes in our Indian army, and yes, hope for the best.
Yeah, you're right. Right, so thank you
So
so much for joining this
any
live
yeah,
stream.
thank you so much.
Okay, take care. Goodbye. Okay, first of all, for the people who are in the StreamYard thing, the second you're offline, I'm just like putting you out so other people can join and say whatever they want. Something really important. Amit, like I said, I have no problem with a Pakistani and Muslim or with Palestinian people to join the live stream as long that you put your face on the camera. If you are not brave, if you cannot put your face in front of the camera, you're not like, I don't care about your opinion if you're not brave enough to say whatever you believe in and speak proudly about it. Okay, let's see. Um well, guess what? I guess I'm in a mood for a fight. So, Muhammad, she will not let me comment because she is so scared of truth. Like I said, when you said a million times free Palestine, I am not against the freedom of Palestine. And also, I don't understand this, but maybe you don't understand this. You commenting free Palestine in a random citizen um, live stream will not lead to the freedom of Palestine. I know that you think to fight with your keyboard is super important, but like I'm always say, feel free to join, put your face in front of the camera and come here. I have no problem to speak to people that support Palestine because like I said several times, I don't have a problem with Palestine as people million time. If you are actually watching my stories and stuff I'm putting on Instagram, you will see I am taking a lot of pictures with my Muslims friend, with my Palestinian friends, and like things are just like I'm not telling you which one is Jewish and which one is Palestinian because like and which one is Muslim because it is absolutely none of your business. Also, several of them wear hijab, so if you don't understand the difference, this is all again on you. Things are not black and white like the place that you're pretty sure the place that you guys, the Free Palestine people who are commenting right now, thinks they are. We live together with those people. So to sit wherever you are and to scream free Palestine, doing absolutely nothing. And if you want, I can just like take a screenshot. I will take a screenshot and show it and will show it to my Palestinian friends, okay? They will know someone is supporting them, someone who is like too scared to show his real face. So good luck. You're, yeah, my Palestinian friends, I don't know if they will make fun of you or will say thanks, but yeah, whatever. Okay, let's see who is next. Um, Jaidev, do you understand I am talking to you? Wave if you understand I am talking to you. Just like do this in front of the camera. Okay, great. One, two, three. Hello. First of all, thank you so much for waiting patiently until your turn.
Thank you so much. Um, can I talk in my native language?
I will not understand this, so I don't have a problem. This is your platform, of course.
Okay.
However, keep it family friendly. Don't
Yes,
speak
yes, yes,
hateful messages. People in the comments, I want to
yes,
see if
yes,
that person is being respectful, so let me know.
yes, yes.
Your
Uh,
stage. Go ahead.
सबसे पहले तो मैं अपने भारतीय नागरिकों को ये बताना चाहता हूँ, ये देखिए, ये इजरायली गर्ल, इजरायली गर्ल्स इन बॉडी लैंग्वेज आप देखिए, हमारे बिपिन रावत जी, काफी दुख की, ये दुख की घड़ी है हमारे लिए. इट्स वेरी सैड मोमेंट फॉर अस कि जनरल बिपिन रावत इज नो मोर. How we feel like we lost our family member. ये ये इजराइल देश का is a citizen of Israel. She felt how Indian people are feel right now. This is a tribute for dedicate his life for our CDS. It's a only Israel can do that. I think the people of Israel, I think, is a really such as a good friend from bottom of his heart. मैं आप भारतीय नागरिकों को ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि आप देखिए, ये लाइव, ये कोई, दिस इज नॉट जॉक. ये ये हम देख रहे हैं, ये हमारे सदगत श्री बिपिन रावत जी की ट्राइब्यूट के लिए एक एक किया हुआ लाइव है. यहाँ पर वी कैन नॉट लाफ. आई कांट, बिकॉज आई हैड लॉस्ट my hero. But the people of Israel is giving me a strong power. He give me such as a consolation message to our Indian people that Israel people are same feeling. I cannot explain in English language. So my dear Indian friends, मेरे भारतीय नागरिकों, मैं हमारे जनरल रावत की जी का जो लॉस है वो हम किसी भी हाल में हम उसको भर नहीं सकते, वो तो आप जानते होंगे। लेकिन हमने देखा है, हमने भारत के नागरिकों को देखा है, जो छोटे से छोटा आदमी है, इवन की poor to poor people are giving a tribute to our CTS. This is the first time in India. You can see हमारे बिपिन रावत जी के लिए कितना मान है, ये आपने अब पहली बार देखा होगा कि हमारे हाउ इंडियन पीपल लव इस कंट्रीज आर्मी। हमारे जो दिल से उसके लिए जो श्रद्धांजलि, जो हमारा मैसेज आता है, वो आप यू कैन वो बॉडी लैंग्वेज से पता चलता है आपको। यू कैन सी ऑन हर बॉडी लैंग्वेज। सो बिपिन रावत जी का दिया हुआ योगदान कभी भी हम नहीं भूल सकते। वी नेवर फॉरगेट। उन्होंने हमारे लिए, हमारे देश के लिए और हमारी इंडियन आर्मी को स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाने के लिए उन्होंने जो भी योगदान दिया है वो हमेशा हमेशा याद रहेंगे। तो आई really thanks to this Israeli girl that the they took part over this kind of tragedy. She is, I just feel she is our family member. Just we think Israel is our family member. How मैंने पहली बार देखा है इजरायली नागरिक जो है वो भारतीय नागरिक से कितने वो मतलब कि कितने वो इमोशनली जुड़े हुए हैं। नॉट गवर्नमेंट टू गवर्नमेंट बट पीपल टू पीपल रिलेशनशिप इंक्रीज करने के लिए इजरायली नागरिक है जो है वो इसका एक ऐसा लाइव करके एक श्रद्धांजलि मैसेज देना, ये हमें लगता है कि सही मायने में इजराइल इज अ ट्रू फ्रेंड ऑफ आवर इंडिया। आई एम नॉट वांट टू टेकिंग योर too much time. I think
No, 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 no,
you
no, no.
you should
Speak your
check
truth.
many people in your life. You must be have to give them also time. I know, but we lost our Bipin Rawat ji. Uh, we cannot explain in a word. So sorry for that.
I didn't understand a lot of what you said, but that is one of the beautiful things about the eyes and the expressions in the face that I could see, um, that I could see that you're talking from place with a lot of hurt,
Yes,
and a
yes.
lot of heart also. So
Yes.
I am so I'm so sorry that, like I said, that this happened to you, that you suffered, that something like
In
this shook your world. I
the,
mean,
yes, I I cannot speak my expression in English language, but I won't explain that how our Indian people are shocked. They feel like they've lost their family member. Yes, and then you just see in news very poor people, means very big and poor people also are driven to our cities, even though not anybody has invite to taking this. They are do themselves, driven to our cities. It's a, I think it's a great thing, but in English language we cannot explain in the word. I'm sorry. लेकिन जो भी मैं अपने I'm take I'm talking in our native language that जो हमारे बिपिन रावत जी का जो ये शौक है वो ऐसे जल्दी से किसी के हृदय से निकलने वाला नहीं है। हो सकता है कोई भी कोई भी कॉन्फिडेंसी हो सकती है, शायद कहने के लिए तो कुछ भी कर सकते हैं लोग, लेकिन हमें अपने प्रधानमंत्री जी पर भरोसा है। वो चाहे कितना भी कितनी भी कॉन्फिडेंस शायद क्यों ना हो, लेकिन इसका जवाब वो अच्छे से देना जानते हैं, मुझे पता है। इसलिए हम वी आर वेटिंग, देखते हैं क्या आगे निकलता है। वी जस्ट फाइंड this strategy. Unfortunately, we lost our CBS, but we will never stop. We will with our army, with their family. So, I, dear Israel, so please take me off. I cannot more taking your time from this.
And first of all, you're not wasting any one time, and thank you so much for joining this live. Let's start with the let's thank you so much for joining this live stream at the beginning and waiting patiently to your turn. Thank you so much for, like I said, it doesn't matter. Some things, exactly like you see me every time I'm trying to explain stuff. Sometimes I'm going crazy because it's so clear in my mind in the language that I speak. But again, English is not our native language, so it's totally okay for us not to communicate in that. And I really hope you will, I don't know, try to listen to a happy music, try to do something that will cheer you up and celebrate the life of this man. um because I'm pretty sure he would want people to remember him for what he did, um and not for the way he died. So thank you so much for joining. And yes, do mourn, feel your pain, but don't let that consume you. Just like be proud um of that person. And thank you so much for joining this live stream.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Take care. Goodbye. I know I first of all, thank you so much for the people in the comments that translated what he said to me, even the general idea, because I'm always scared that like some people will say stuff I totally will not approve to be on my channel. But uh just to see, it's so crazy to me because it's like to see you guys suffering from the same, like suffering and feeling the last things that we are suffering almost on a daily basis, thanks to all the terror attacks and stuff. So to see you guys actually feeling this pain, this is one of the reasons people ask me why are we going to like to India, and I made videos about it. But like the whole point is like to go to a place that also people can kind of relate to us with the whole spirituality, with the preserving ancient language and stuff. And when we're going to India, it's like India is kind of similar to Israel, but you go there through your like to peace of mind. And like I said, in the terror attack of Bet Chabad and everything that happened in Mumbai on the 26th of 11, it is so scary for us that you're suffering from the same thing. And to see what, I am so sorry, I'm butchering your name, Jadev, I think, said, it's just like to see his pain. It's just like I hated it because I hate the fact that you guys are also suffering from the same shock and scared and sadness that we're suffering. I mean, I don't want this to be like this. I want you to be um I don't know, this happy, beautiful place that you go to have fun, not a place that you can actually relate to us. This is insane. I'm always saying that when I'm traveling to India, one of the first places I want to go is Kashmir, to talk to the people who are actually understanding and feeling and living the life kind of like I'm living the life, but I just like, it's terrible. So I am so sorry. Okay, let's see who else. Like like I said, I want to bring as many people who wants to mourn, to grieve, to tell stories about his life and about other heroes. Let's see who is next. Um, Rizangla, do you understand I'm talking to you? The one with the hoodie and the yellow background. Wave your hand if you can understand me. Just do something like this so I'll know you are watching and understanding I'm talking. Okay, I'm uploading you. 1, 2, 3. Hello. Just like unmute yourself.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, well, considering what we're talking about, how are you?
I'm fine. Uh, so actually, I live in Dehradun. So it's the same place. Like I come from Uttarakhand in India, and so it's the same place from which our General CDS Chief of Defence Staff Bipin Rawat came from. So it's a kind of a personal lake for me as well as for the other citizens as well. So we talk about heroes. So first of all, we should talk about what makes an Indian hero. Not very a lot of people understand what makes an Indian hero. So there is a quotation in Sanskrit in our we can say ancient mother tongue, the literal mother tongue. There is a quotation which says समुद्र वसने देवी पर्वत अस्तन मंडले विष्णु पत्नी नमस्तुभ्यम पादस्पर्शम क्षमस्व, which can be translated in English as the mother which adorns herself by the ocean and is crowned by the Himalayas on top, the one who is the wife of the preserver Lord Vishnu. Uh, I apologize to you that I have to step on you every morning after I wake up. So the concept of India is not a geographical concept. It's something very emotional. For example, in India, we consider India as a mother and we consider ourselves as a child. So this is the concept that makes a person heroic. So he's not doing it for some particular geographical land. Obviously, he's doing it for the mother. So it's a mother and son or mother or daughter relationship that's make the person heroic. And there are a lot of instances that, like, it was very disheartening that the person has had a tragic death like that. But if we look into history, there are certain events that people skip, which are really hurtful, and that tells us who we are. That tells the heroics of a country. For example, if I look back, there is an example of 1962 Indochina War, in which there was a guy. He was from the same place, Uttarakhand only, and his name was Jashwant Singh, and there is a movie also based on him, 24 Hours. So what happened that he and his mates were fighting. There were two mates left. So what happened that he, along with the help of two girls from Ladakh, two girls from that particular place, he defended that particular place against 300 Chinese men. That means he, along with his mates, killed more than 300 Chinese men at that particular time. So when the story began to widespread, people didn't believe it in the first go. So then when they understood it, so what was the best way to keep him alive? What was the best way to keep his memory alive in the hearts? So actually, the heroic that came out of the whole event and his story was that he is the martyr who is still on duty. We call him the martyr who is still on duty. Now the concept of it is that though he has died, but still his salary keeps on going. Still they take his remainings to his town, to his village, and the concept is that he's still alive. He's still alive, and he's a martyr who never died, literally. So most of the soldiers who go on duty at that particular place, Twang, they say that his spirit keeps them awake. Like when a certain soldier feel asleep while on duty, so his spirit wakes them up. So it is believed that he's still alive. So this is the kind of the stories that pass by, and the new generation listen to them. There is another story which is also based on 1962 war only. It was fought in Razangla by Major Shaitan Singh. Now, in that particular event, what happened was that the whole company, which consisted of a lot of men, they kept on fighting till the last man. So ultimately, the Chinese outnumbered them, and the whole Pulton, it was washed. It was whole Pulton, was killed. So when the first instance was the same, they nobody believed in it. But when they went back after the snow has covered and they discovered the bodies, every soldier was holding his gun pointing towards the enemy, and they were frozen in the same way, in the way they have died. And the Chinese have left their guns near as a mark of respect. So what the uh, what the concept came after it was, though the death took his spirit away, but he still could not take away the trigger of the gun which he was holding. The death couldn't take away the gun despite taking his spirit. So that's the kind of heroic, that we listen, and the people who lay their lives lead by example. So the CDS was also the man who led by example. For example, he was very blunt. He feared no one, not even the political parties or anyone. He was like a kind of person, what is right, and what is truth. I'll speak it to my people. I'll not fool them, I'll not manipulate them, I'll speak what is the truth. So that's what he did. Like, he openly used to speak about the threats to India. He talked about 2.5 front war. Now what is the 2.5 front war is, one is the war with two enemies which we have as neighbors like China and Pakistan, they threat. The point 0.5 war is the war that every nation has to fight, which is the most important war, which is the fight among the people. Because if there is a fight among the same people in a country, then the country will weak from inside and the enemies will automatically take advantage of it. But if that 1.5, sorry, if that 0.5% of, the insecurities and gaps between communities inside a country, they are strengthened, they are too bonded, then no matter which country, how powerful it is, it can't break that, or can't harm that country. And that's what, is very, like, you can relate it with your heart, because India is all about unity in diversity. Thousands and thousands of invaders have came, they have tried, they were the most powerful, most brutal, but still India is the same. We have the same culture as we had in our past. We have the same thing, everything is same. Though there had been culture mixture, which is very good, but our whole culture is preserved still. The reason for that is the unity among the people, the spirit and the devotion towards the motherland. And that's what you see as the aftermath of his death. you know it was not that a particular community was mourning, it was the whole country was mourning. And you see, all the communities, Muslim, Sikhs, Buddhist, Jains, everybody was praying for his, for the peace of his spirit, and everybody was like really literally mourning for him. And that's because they were able to connect with him. That's because they were able to connect with him, they were able to connect with the cause that he was standing for. And that's what unite people. And that's how we have to fight the point 0.5 war which he used to talk about. That is by uniting, respecting each other, believing, respecting each other, removing the insecurities that we have together as a country. That was the something that he talked about. And uh, one thing is that, when you watch people like this, because he was not something out of the box or something, a very, like an alien person. He was the same person, he's like any of the Indian. He was the same person. But it's what his courage and his ability to, outstand as an individual uh, for the betterment of the country, to take the country forward, that made him unique. And that gives inspiration to a lot of people, everybody. That no matter if you're not in the army, no matter if you're not in the uniform, at least you can do, something from your own part, what you can do for the country. And it makes a huge difference. Even like as we are in a live stream, there is some person who might have a certain, he didn't know what that guy did for the country. He didn't have time. At least if he'll listen, he'll get to know, okay, this guy did this, he did this, and he'll feel that in his heart. So every person has a role, and every person can do, from his side for the country. Or even it's a good gesture, I believe. These days a good gesture means everything. It means a lot, because people, everybody have a rough day. not everybody is peaceful. Social media shows that, but not everybody is peaceful or everybody is having a good time. So even if it's a good gesture towards someone, it matters a lot. And secondly, India is about a great dream. India is about a great dream that our forefathers had. It was always about having a diversity, having this whole ecosystem where all the cultures and everybody could express themselves, keep their culture alive, and no matter even if they came from far off. For example, like the Parsis came from the Iraq, and the Jews came from different parts, but yet they were able to maintain their culture. They were able to mix it up with the others, and they were able to preserve it. So that's what you know it's something that any individual from the future generation, when he'll look back at the history of human civilization, he will be able to find that light in the even in the darkness. He will be able to see that, okay, there was humanity, there is humanity, and he could. And that makes a lot of difference, because when we have a very troubled environment, when we have a lot of things that are happening back bad in continuous basis, it tends to affect our inner consciousness, and it tends to change a lot of things inside us. But these things, like when we see these humanities gestures and these things, it tends to make us believe that humanity still exists, and there are a lot of good guys out there that are really good, and that are really helpful. So he was a kind of guy who he kind of made us, he kind of united us even after his death. Because after his death, you could see people from south, people. India is very big, from north to every. If I tell you that every 2.5 or 3 kilometer away in India, the culture is totally different. Even in the language, for example, if the language is Hindi, there are a lot of variations in Hindi. Every 2.53 kilometer away, you will find a different variation of Hindi. You will find a different cuisine, different people wearing different clothes. They have different sarcasm, they have different way of thinking. So India is quite diverse, and to keep that diversity united, it it again can happen only when they have something, a huge belief, a huge faith, a huge devotion. And that devotion comes from the fact that we are all the sons and daughter of one mother, which is India. So people should, I believe, like, there are certain instances, like when we question our own people. We don't we give knee jerk reactions to our own people. There are certain instances, without thinking that how would the person feel in front, the person on the other side would feel. So we should try to be more humane in that matter. And we should like believe that we are same people. We may have different way of thinking, we may have different perception about certain things, we may have different emotional reactions to different things, but that doesn't mean that we are any different. We are same people. We are same people by heart, we are same people by everything. There is no, like, if I talk about the ongoing, the future, then the biggest, I believe, biggest low thing that would be is the difference that is created by capital, between rich and poor, between based on based on a kind of differences, because differences are something that will continue to emerge, they'll continue to grow. And our duty and our belief and our brotherhood should be that we try to demolish these differences as many as we can, so that we could have this, like, this brotherhood and this same devotion that our ancestors, forefathers had, that we are the children of one mother, that is India. So these things are something that we have to keep in our heart and mind alive. And that's the real way of giving tribute to someone. It's easy, like, it's not easy though, but it's sometimes we say in emotion, when we are too emotion, we say like that, well, if his death would be a conspiracy, then we would give a hit. Definitely we would give a hit, but that's not our job, that's the job of the state. It would give the hit back to the, if there would be any reason for the conspiracy. What is our duty as citizens? Our duty as citizens, or someone who literally loved him, respected him, were inspired by him, is to make sure that we are united, and make sure that the people who are like not on the same path, who are distracted or something, also educate them. And educate them and make them see the real reality, that we're not any two different people, we are the same people. We are the children of same mother, and we have the same duty towards the country or the nation we belong to. It's not that if a certain person is in uniform that he has a different duty, or a certain person is in like medical, he has a different duty, or a certain person is a journalist, he has a different duty. We have the same duty, just the way of doing our duties is different. And that's what makes us, that's what bring the color to the country, that every person in his different way is doing something from the bottom of his heart towards the country. And it's not, the notion of the country is not geographical or something like that. It's a emotional notion. It's about the notion between a mother and a child. And that's why, so it's not if I look at the heroics, when we talk about the heroics in India, heroics is not winning a war or you know defeating the enemy. It's not it is heroic, but in literal sense, the heroic is when a child, uh, everybody knows how a mother raises her child or daughter. A mother raises him or her with a lot of devotion, a lot of love. And when that same child, looks back into his mother's eyes and tells her that, now my the time has come when I need to put forth my responsibility towards the mother, that is mother of all of us, that is the mother of my spirit, that is my country. And that takes a lot of guts, and people undermine it. It takes a lot of guts to tell your mother or your father that now my life and my spirit belongs to my country. And that's where the heroics come from. In the battlefield, it's a lot of factors. It's the skills, it's the, it anything can happen. But the literal heroics comes from when you face your parents and you tell them that now my life belongs to my country, because that takes real guts to look them in the eyes and do that thing. So that's actually in my place, like in Uttarakhand, that's a tradition. It's all a military culture. And when we talk about fear, here in the like rural areas, there are forests, people live in the hills, there are forests. And it's like we are living with the tigers are all the time out there. And in that environment, there are, at 5 a.m. in the morning, you hear these footsteps running, and you think in your head that who is this running. And then you realize there is some guy who is running so that one day he'll get into the army, he could qualify for the army. And that's one can imagine, there are tigers there are bears there are wolves there, and that guy is running in the morning so that he can get into the army. So in his before even getting into the army, he has already overcame the fear. So it becomes easier for him as he go through the way. But the basic crux from where his heroics and his devotion come, it just come from the basic fact and foundation that our ancestor laid for us, our forefathers laid for us in form of text, Sanskrit text. That is that this is not a geographical landscape that you have to protect. It's the mother. It's literally the mother that you're serving. It's your duty as a child. So that's what makes people, like go forth all the kinds of heroics we hear. And that's what, if I talk about Haifa, which was also the one of the crucial battles of the World War I, where the
You're talking
Haifa was,
about the Battle of Haifa, right?
yeah, where Haifa
Okay,
was
so
liberated.
I made a video about it if anyone is
Yeah, yeah, I was
interesting
that.
to actually.
It
Okay,
was
great.
a very good video. So now, you can't imagine these kinds of things. Like Haifa could not be liberated by those who were carrying machine guns. The Britishers were very confused. They were like, those. It was a very strategic location. You can't get in there with the armory and get it. So what they did was they called the cavalry, and it is beyond understanding of a person when the guys who were in such a strategic positions with the machine guns, they were defeated by cavalry with horsemen and their spears. So that was actually the first and last battle of the World War I, where cavalry was used. So it's beyond understanding, and people think, what bring these kind of heroics? And the answer is same. It's the devotion. It's the, like in India, these kinds of things are, they are put into you as you grow. As a child, when you grow, you see these things, you see these things and you grow through them. And this kinds of create a mental environment inside you, where you take it from the bottom of your heart and you do it by full devotion. It's not like you're doing it for some medals. It's not like you're doing this for that you will receive some great funeral. It's because you feel that it is your duty. And that has been in India history, for all the Indian history. And that is why, India has still, despite being the ancient of all the ancient civilization, it has been able to maintain its culture. It has been able to maintain everything. It's all, it's all preserved. And like, for example, if I tell you, like, in earlier times, the temples or the place of worship, they were, they was the symbol of, unifying the people of India, because most of the temples in India, they are like this, from north to south, like this in line. So, uh, like, you hear your grandparents in the morning while they're praying, they say Sauraste Somnatham Shivshale Marja Junam Ujjainam Mahakalam. These are all temples, and they are, some temple may be in north, some may be in south, some may be in east, some may be west, but they're all, chanting their names in all together. And these temples are surrounded by different people. But for example, in south it is the Tamils that pray in those temples. In north it is someone, like someone from Kashmir, someone from Jammu. So it's like, our ancestors were very clever in that matter of fact. They visualize this, that how to keep people united. So they developed these sacred, texts or hymns, in which when people, like, they hear them, they tend to know the real purpose of what the real purpose of, or the meaning of them is. And that's what unite people. So that is the reason Sanskrit, despite being a dead language, no one, technically speaks it like in oral fashion, but is yet had been able to maintain the Indianness in the people. And that is what, is important for us to know, that, like, we are westernizing. Definitely India is westernizing. India is, going towards west. A lot of things that India finds, nice about the west, we take it as gratitude. But we are able to, we should also be able to maintain what is our own, what is our intrinsic culture. It should not be like, forgetting our own intrinsic culture, following west blindly, and
Yeah,
that
well,
also.
this is another thing. We will do a live stream about it, about how the Western world affected India and also Israel, because we're both very, very affected by that. Yeah. However, it is important. I especially I love what you said about the heroes. That was like that's the main point of this video, and I absolutely love what you said.
Thank you, it was all my pleasure.
Yeah. So, if there is like any last things you want to say before, you can. By the way, like I did with the last people, if you have something you want to say, to the people of Barat in your native language, like you said, you guys are have so many different cultures and stuff inside of Barat, but feel free as long as it's family friendly without any hate. Like you can say whatever you want right now to the people. If
I
you
would
want to
just,
say something that I will not understand, it's totally okay.
I would just like to, actually, I don't have the need to tell them, because I believe that every Indian in his heart feel the same feeling. When it's about the nation, I believe with all the bottom of my heart that every Indian feels the same thing, because there is no, you know, like this whole thing to see who feels what. I know that everybody feels the same thing. But the thing is, the only thing that I would like to talk or share is that, sometimes, we can get very emotional about certain things we see. In that case, we are often, it happens that people give knee jerk reactions, and without thinking, without, just in the flow of emotions. If, as an Indian, if I would like to tell any fellow Indian something, that, as a brother, I would like to say that when we are too emotional, and especially nowadays, since everything is social media, it's on social media, we should first just try to check, is that thing authentic? Because very few people, less than like 0.12% people, actually try to find the authenticity of the information, and we give knee jerk reactions, and that tends to, it doesn't go well. So if you ever find something, look into the social media and you see something, just at least for one moment, for the sake of the other person, for the respect and love towards the other person, just try to find whether it's authentic. And if you find it authentic, give your, definitely express yourself. But if you find that is not authentic, just take a little bit of responsibility, just a little bit, to mention it and write just that it is non-authentic post, so that if any other person receives it, it does not tend to harm the environment of the country, because most of the harm that the country's environment suffers is because of the non-authentic and stupid information that flows in the social media. That's only what I would like to say.
Yeah, okay, it was great. First of all, thank you so much for joining this live stream, and I love the fact that you came with, your agenda is ready and you know exactly what to say, and your English was perfect. So thank you so much. It was really,
Thank you
I
so
love the
much.
fact that I could relax and just listen to what you had to say, which was really important. So thank you so much for joining this live stream. Okay,
Thank you
take
so
care. Goodbye. Okay, if anyone else want to join, like I said, camera must be on. If you cannot show your face, I'm not I'm not giving you the platform if you're not brave enough to be who you are. Let's see if you have any other questions in the chat or anything. If not, it is kind of getting late, so I don't know, maybe I'll just like let you guys go to sleep. However, I think it's like 7 in Bahat, something like this, or 8. Like what time is it? I don't know. Let's see if you have any other question. Uh, let's see. Um, okay, let's just like answer some random questions because we're getting to the end of the video. Um, did Israel celebrate Christmas? Well, we personally, I do not celebrate Christmas. I do go to with my Christian friends and celebrate with them several things that are meaningful to them, especially like exactly like what they did when we celebrated Hanukkah. They came to celebrate with me. If you were following me on Instagram, you saw pictures and stuff we did together. You saw my friend singing. It is like the whole point. It is just Israel is not just like the land, not just Jewish people live here. Israel is a land that like so many other nationalities and different religions live here peacefully. So in Israel, people celebrate Christmas, people celebrate they eat so many different holidays with so many different you know from so many different life and cultures and stuff. Right now today it's 12 to December. The Scandinavian people celebrate the Santa Lucia, which I don't really know 100% what it is. However, before the COVID, we went and celebrate with them on this Swedish place. So I know that today they're also celebrating the Santa Lucia. So they're celebrating stuff. People can celebrate whatever they want, as long this is not like disrespecting any other people. So people are feeling free to celebrate here whatever they want. Like I posted, like I went to celebrate with my friends, and yes, there will be so many things evolving, Christmas and stuff like this. So yeah, if you celebrate Christmas and you are in Israel, especially in Nazareth, Jerusalem, major places in Christianity, you're more than welcome to come and celebrate. It's like you can celebrate whatever you want. This is a free country, unlike some other countries next to us. Um, let's see. Let's see if there is any other questions. Do you know about Dakota land sign? What? No, educate me in the comments. Let's see what else. I'm trying to like get to the questions and also bring people. So let's just see. Um, is that is that true? Every citizens of Israel take army training? No, it is not. I mean, it is mandatory. Well, it is mandatory to serve your nation, to serve so people can serve in the army or in the national service. However, there are some people, especially radical Islamic people, who are not and like not joining the army based or the national service just because they're saying we don't want to serve Israel as a country. However, like I do understand if they don't support Israel, they don't want to serve in it. However, they do not like national service can also just be helping out in hospitals and stuff like this, and they also say no, so they just like refuse to also even volunteer. So it is not mandatory, but so it is mandatory for several, for like Jewish people and stuff like this to do something, but other people not so much. Let's see what else. Like, don't spam with questions. I already answered live. Um, see if you have any other questions. If not, I'm just like moving on. Um, can I do like, I think, can I get a job in Israel? Yeah, you can. I don't know what you're working at. I don't understand. There's like a lot of paperwork involved, but I don't understand that. So sorry. Main fact, yeah, I know a lot of people from Baharat that are working in Israel, especially in high tech and stuff like this with computer, all the IT geniuses and stuff like this. So yeah, Israel is also hiring people, so it's great. Let's see. Okay. Uh, okay. I really want to answer that because I am making another video about it. Because I have some leftovers. How was your Shabbat food? So I made a video, just like a really small video when I'm making things called kube, a mushroom kube, which is vegan version. And people thought it is potatoes, and people like didn't saw the fact that I also post like the on the description I wrote down the ingredients and how to cook it and everything. So that was a little bit annoying. But yeah, it was great. We made that food like really late, like I don't know, I think it was 1 or 2 a.m. It was terrible to like be in the kitchen that like on that time, but Shabbat food is always amazing because I absolutely love, I don't know, food in Shabbat always tastes better. I don't know why. Maybe it's because Shabbat is holy. Don't know. Okay, let's have another person. Dhiren, do you understand I'm talking to you? Wave if you are. Great. One, two, three. Hello.
Hello, hello. First of all, I want to say it's really a kind gesture from your side, that you specifically, arrange this conversation on CD's Bipin Rawat.
No,
So,
of course. I'll first of all, I didn't want to do it, exactly at the second. Like, I didn't want
yeah,
to post something like, "Oh my God, it's so sad," when I do not know a lot about that person, because I wanted to learn more and then
yeah,
say that I'm sorry you experienced this. But
yeah.
yeah.
It's more about your sentiments towards us Indian people, basically. So I appreciate that, and it's really kind of you. A-
Thank
apart
you.
from the apart from that, uh, you know, uh, uh, I mean, so many condolences were there from across the world, and the most striking of all the condolences were of the Israeli politicians itself, the Israeli political leadership. Even the former Prime Minister of Israel also, he also specifically tweeted about that. So it was really striking, and it was like, it touched everybody's heart for sure, all the Indians. So uh, 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 there is one sentence I will say at the end of this conversation.
Okay,
Like
but I
it,
have
it,
just like before we're talking about the topic, I just, because you said you like that our people post a lot for you, I have to say like thank you for all of the people who said like Happy Hanukkah on my holiday. Even Modi G wrote a tweet in English, and then he wrote in kind of good Hebrew, but it was like the thought that mattered, that I just like I wrote like I saw a tweet from Modi G in Hebrew, and I was just like, wait, what? This will like, and I saw this is not Google translated, so like the gesture of like a person who is actually, I don't know, I had a ridiculously huge smile on my face when I saw that. So this is another thing I love, the fact that we are also celebrating with each other, and the sad thing that we are also mentioning each other suffering.
of course, of course. So one confession I want to make, but at the end, I'll keep it at the end of this conversation. What it is.
Okay.
So, yeah. So basically, I wanted to talk about the incident. So what I felt. So it was like the first that I heard about this incident. Like my mom, like she told me that so and so happened, and I was like shocked. I thought, I mean, are you sure like what happened? Like she told, yes, it's coming in the news. And you see, and it was like the moment I heard that news, I just wrote a note that the news is something like somebody came and punched and kicked my belly. So the experience was something like that, because after all, he is the CDS of the country, who is responsible for the national security, and he had a very important responsibility when it came to Indian armed forces, the reforms that he had to undertake, and his tenure was until 2023. So, see, if at all, suppose if there was like a warlike situation, it's a sensitive topic, but still, if it was something like a warlike situation, and soldiers obviously, they fight and they die, it is of course unbearable, but still it is acceptable that, at least if there was a war and they fought and they passed away. But uh, uh, in this case, it was a peacetime kind of situation. And what is the actual reason for the crash? Nobody knows. That investigation is going on. But uh, it's like the situation in which he passed away, it's like, I mean, it is heartbreaking for sure, no doubt about that. So he should not have passed away like that. So it hurts. And uh, in that also, I just, in my note, that's what I wrote, is that investigation, serious investigation must happen. Like what is the cause of the this crash? Because that helicopter which he used, it is also being used by the prime minister of the country and other ministers, cabinet ministers, etc., the state ministers. And over a couple of many years, we had this history of so many helicopter crashes happening, and some eminent leaders, be it political or others, whatever, so they're passing away. So all those things we have heard. So what is the reason? Basically, because it is a high tech kind of helicopter, so it is the most reliable. So what could be the thing? And the pilot who was actually flying the helicopter is considered to be one of the bravest kind of pilots in the Indian Air Force. So what caused this kind of error, or is it some kind of cyber attack, or what it is? So that's what there should be, a thought process within the political circle, within the administration. So what actually happened? And one more thing that I pointed out is that we have these cases of MiG-21 Bison. It is also known as flying coffin, basically. And so many crashes have been reported, and so many of our brave pilots have passed away. I mean, it's so heartbreaking, because it just because you don't have a proper kind of machines to function, just for that reason they have to pass away. Because even every soldier, he has his own life, he has his own family, he leaves them behind. And at least I would say administration must at least ensure that they must not pass away in such kind of circumstances. It's really pathetic, I should say. So uh, I must say, the administration, I think, not it is the current administration that is actually taking some steps to reform the armed forces, be it you say all the weaponry, or aircrafts, or whatever it is. But I think this is happening in, I think, after 30 years, I think 25 to 30 years after a major deal happened. This is now in this tenure, some major arms deals are happening. So for 25 to 30 years, nobody bothered to think about army, nothing like that. And how the conditions are, these are all outdated machines. And it should have been constantly in progress. And even the research work that is happening, or all those things. So I should say a serious thought has to happen, both in administrative circles as well as political leadership, be it in the government or be it the opposition. both they have to think, because the current government is pursuing. And you know what happens is, whenever an arms deal happens, you know, it is a long term process. It cannot happen in 1 or 2 years. So it takes a lot of time, you know, 10 years, 15 years time it takes, you know. So somewhere I see there is some kind of carelessness that has happened in the previous regimes. No, I should say no doubt about that. No doubt about that. So and you have some politicians, you know, it's really pathetic, I must say, that some people they tell that why spend on defense, you know, instead you can spend somewhere else and all those things. Why you have to spend on defense? Please cut down the budget and all those kinds of things. One thing I always wanted to say, you know, see, maybe some of these, you know, traitor kind of people, you know, they may be in a population of 1.3 billion people, maybe 100,000 people are also there, you know, they make a lot of noise. What really shocked me is the fact that, you know, everybody is in grief, and there are some people coming on Twitter, popping out somewhere and celebrating his death. You know how pathetic it is. Maybe I
Yeah,
can
well,
debate. Okay,
yeah, we talked about it. Well, haters, people who enjoy suffering of other people will always be around, and we should just learn to make sure those people will, celebrate online and not just go and actually attack other people or,
yeah,
become actual radicals. Let the idiot haters be in idiot haters. I know how frustrating this is,
yeah, yeah,
but we have to just like well,
yeah,
there is a reason why that we just like understand why that person was doing such a good job and why he was such an important
yeah.
person
Of
when you
course.
see what his haters are talking about and how they're mentioning him.
And you know, it's shocking because okay, if it was Pakistan, I we wouldn't have even bothered, you know, what they say. I mean, I don't I don't bother. But you know, people from our own country or own people, when they say okay, we I mean debate or maybe have some fight or whatever it is on the internet and all those things, but at the end of the day it is so sad. I mean, it feels really sad. That's what I want to say, because such a sensitive moment. And now just before coming, I mean joining this conversation, I saw some YouTube videos of some widows, you know, the soldier, like they're crying and they're screaming and all those kinds of things, you know, because after all, you know, it's their maybe he was the only working guy in their family or whatever it is, you know, their personal things and all those things. They leave their family, they and the kind of situations that is there on the borders, extreme situations. If you go to Rajasthan, it is extreme hot situation, you know, desert. And if you go to like places like Kashmir or Ladakh, very cold, very cold. You know, you must have heard of Siachen. It is known as the highest battleground, and you have adverse kind of conditions, very cold, minus around 40 degrees kind of Celsius kind of temperature it is. So how these people they cope up, what kind of you know fire these people are, you know, that in spite of all these idiots that they are commenting, but still they are guarding the country, they are safeguarding our people, you know. It's not an easy job. I must say, if you compare the whole world, you know, anywhere, I think this is a fact. The kind of borders that India has, I think no other country has, you know. That is the kind of borders that were drawn by the British, by the British, you know,
Well,
very,
borders are
yeah,
something that are drawn a lot by a
of course,
colonization and stuff.
of
Also,
course,
our land in the beginning, before the wars and
yes,
stuff, that we were able to free parts of our lands. Yeah, well, it's something a lot of people are
yeah,
suffering. Also in Africa, all the
of
African countries,
straight
absolutely
lines,
not.
straight lines,
Yeah, which is kind of weird because there are a bunch of different tribes who doesn't want
yeah,
to be together, have been forced to live together. So yeah, like we talked about it before, colonizing is a bad thing, but we are
yeah,
like, we're like the title we're talking right now about
yes,
heroes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'll come back. Yeah, coming back to the topic, is that that's what I saw some of these widows, you know, screaming and all this. Some brave hearts, you know, their spouses, how they are, you know, saluting their, you know, husband, dead husband. and some of their daughters, how that fire that is there even in their children, that he was a brave guy, he was my friend, he was an inspiration, and all those kinds of things. So I must say that, given that we have such kind of people in our country, at least we must they deserve at least that minimum kind of dignity, which is that please, this modernization has to happen, and it has to happen every now and then. It is not a stagnant process, it is always a transient process, and any political government that comes to power, they must think about this. This is very important. And this is, I think this is a uh, you say it is one example, and our leadership must seriously think about that. And one more thing is that how our intelligence and cyber, these assets, how they have to be what you say mobilized, because those things all can also be the reason for this crash. That's what I'm telling. So how, because now I think maybe we are entering this era of cyber war and all those kinds of things. We have already entered, but still maybe we are going much. I mean, our enemies are trying to force us to, into different kind of arenas when it comes to cyber warfare. So the country has to be ready for that. So serious thoughts has to happen on this regard, I must say. And it is disheartening at the at the least, if I have to say. And I told you one more thing is that when you address us as Bharat, it really brings a sense of pride in me and in our people, because anyways, when you say India, okay, a name, a purpose of a name, maybe it is in a formal sense, maybe you give a name in order to address a particular entity. But we know that apart from that, there is a more cultural ethos, a civilizational ethos when it comes to a name, any
Exactly.
name for that. Yeah. So, so that is how the British called us. But now when you call us Bharat, it brings a sense of pride, that because there is that kind of emotion attached. The Bharat means it has a certain meaning to that, right? Like with what meaning we have named our country, our civilization. So when you call us with that name, really brings that sense of that pride, that you're addressing us like that. I mean, I'm very happy about that. And
Well, I'm trying to mix it up. I hope one day I'll be able just to say Bharat just like on the top of my head and not India. Because exactly like you said, in Israel, so many people call us so many different names,
yeah,
and we're just like, this is it is important. This is our life, our culture. We are
yes,
fighting about it. We've been praying to go back here for centuries.
yes,
So yeah, I do understand what you say about how a word, it's just like it's a random word. People
yes,
can say what's the difference, but it
yes,
is so much more than just that.
yes, yes. Basically, this this word Bharat, it literally represents emotion, the tune, and the rhythm. So, in brief, in short, that is what it represents. You can have a large kind of explanation what it actually means. So that's what. So I appreciate that. And one more thing, I told that one confession that I had is, everybody knows that although Jews were persecuted everywhere throughout the world, in India, I mean, they were given equal opportunities, and they prospered, they thrived in our societies, and they kind of changed our societies in many ways. I must say. So after independence, the nation state of Israel, it has remembered this, and they appreciate that. But in our country, what happened is, due to whatever that political kind of things, I don't want to go into that. In 91 is when we actually had diplomatic relations with Israel. It was too long, I must say. And even to this day, now you say the kind of emotions that we have, I don't think, or not at present, but maybe not in the present regime, but yeah, before, the kind of involvement that India as a state must have had with the state of Israel was not enough. I mean, that's a confession I had. India should have actually had long back, diplomatic ties with Israel long back.
Yeah,
And
but like I said,
yeah, yeah, that,
I keep saying I don't care about, the politics and stuff. Even before the communication between the governments, Israeli Jewish people have been flying to India. This whole thing, the fact that we as citizens of the countries are able to speak, this is what's more interesting for me than if Modi ji came to Israel. It was a big deal, but
mm,
it means so much more to me that I
yes,
met tourists from Baharat that came to
yeah,
Israel as citizens, because this is what matters, the people, not the governments, not the people in suits and stuff.
yes. And the extent to which you're responding to us, even that fraction, the fraction of which even we also have to respond towards you. That I think that obligation is there. And I think in India, we Indians also must fulfill that obligation from people, that people to people ties, from our side also. I think there is a lot more potential, I must say, in order to give something back even to the Israeli people. So that obligation is there, that potential is there. So that must be exercised. That's my confession, I would say. That's what.
Yeah,
and
very good.
and thank you. I mean, for this conversation.
No, it's great.
very
Thank you
very
so much.
very sentimental. Very sentimental.
No, I absolutely love the fact that people were able to come here, and that we were at certain point, we've like, I'm saying we because like I'm keep saying I want this to become a community rather than just look at me, I have a channel. I love the fact that we can also connect on a deeper, like sometimes on a sad level, to like talk about stuff that hurt us in our daily life, people that we love and lost, people who we just look up to and lost, because those are the things that get people closer, the actual real conversations, not just the complimenting each other, like, oh, I love your country, oh, thanks, your country is also cool, but like to actually talk about the important, the things that we usually don't want to share with anyone, because that's what make this even more bigger. I mean, I could just like have a video just like saying, "Wow, India is great. Follow me, whatever." But this is
Yes.
not the point of this channel.
And one more thing, that's what I remembered now when you told, is that that's what I'm telling is, now you face this constant kind of attacks, every time, every now and then, some shooting, this, that, everything happens.
Yeah,
And
there's
here,
just
yeah,
like several in a row here in next to where I
yeah,
live. But yeah.
yeah. Here it is. I mean, it is occasional. And I mean, such kind of incidents happen and all those kinds of stuff. That's what I'm telling is that now this kind of incident happened here. The kind of response that Israel has, given to us, I would say that same kind of response is not there from our side towards you. I mean, in not that kind of proportion, I should say, because that regularly, that when it happens, because after all, why should you bother about somebody else? So many things, problems are happening, but still you come here, you show your solidarity with our people. It's not necessary, but it's not about business or all this kind of transaction. It's not about that. It's the people to people tie. I mean, we understand what is the value of that. And I should say, in the same proportion, even our people also must respond to whatever the situations that you people also should face. So yeah, that's the main point. So I want to share that confession with you. So that is also very important. It's not that we are not bothered about people. We also have very deep kind of that emotional bond. We are very emotional people, Indians. But uh, uh, I should say, uh, you know, there should be more of that awareness among our people, amongst the people, because it's like people maybe they don't want to express much about them. People, they have a lot of what you say, emotions are there. we have sentiments, we speak about the things, but sometimes in like many a times, in public, we kind of little hesitate. It's not that we are not having any, we don't have any sentiments or we don't remember you people. It's not like that. But what happens is like we are a little bit shy kind of people, many of us. It's like that. So
It's I
don't yeah.
totally understand. It's okay. This is why I'm totally okay with people who don't want to show their face in camera. This is why I'm saying like write
Yeah,
in the chat and then I'll answer your question. But just like slowly, you guys beginning to have we have a thing in Hebrew called chutzpah. I believe some people call it chutzpah. This is why I don't know the American a lot of people like showing it on TV. So chutzpah, it's like mean it's kind of saying attitude, like to have an attitude. Chutzpah, it's just like being bold to say whatever you want, to understand the consequences. Just like don't like
yeah.
be stupid and say whatever you want, but it's just like to be strong and stand behind your words and like be proud. And this is something that slowly, I see a lot of people from Baharat are having this chutzpah to like also if they don't agree with me to spam like attack me on the DMs and then we can and then have a meaningful conversation. But like I love that chutzpah. Like do not. I understand that this is your culture, like being shy, but slowly you're not being so shy, and this is when we get to like even if we are fighting and disagreeing with something, the conversation are so much more meaningful and important and interesting.
No, don't
So
consider
chutzpah,
that.
learn that Hebrew word and use it.
Yeah,
Chutzpah.
chutzpah.
Yeah,
Chutzpah. Chutzpah.
exactly.
Chutzpah. Okay. But
Chutzpah.
you don't consider this fighting kind of people. That's it's a different a community of people. It is. You do not have to consider them in our this thing. It's not necessary.
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
Also,
that's
it's
yeah.
okay if a person is disagreeing with
Because
something. I
yeah,
mean, totally fine. I mean, some people showed me pictures of food they ate, and I told them it looked disgusting, just like the pictures I showed. And then several people wrote me, like the last video I just uploaded of the food I made.
no,
People
no,
were just like, you have to put
not in
spices.
that.
Like, have chutzpah. Do that.
Yeah, yeah,
Say
yeah.
stuff
No,
like
no,
this.
not in that sense. Okay, that thing is there. Some people have their opinions, all this kinds of. I am talking about some certain terrorist incidents happen, and still there are people they comment bad about that. It is the same kind of people who are celebrating Bipin Rawat's birthday. So it is the same kind
Yeah,
of
hater.
mindset.
There's
That's
the same haters
yeah,
everywhere. They don't
yeah,
like change a
that's
lot. It's the same,
yeah.
they're not that smart people, so they usually go with the same pattern, so it's okay.
I don't have any issues like okay maybe debating about whose food is better or whose clothing is better. I mean we can have a very open debate.
Oh
Very
no,
yeah.
I got like for the last video, you could see some people wrote in the comments on YouTube, but some people
Yeah,
wrote on Instagram asking me for my address to send me spices because apparently I
yeah,
need
yeah,
to have better food. Yeah, no, but I absolutely loved it. Like that chutzpah, like the fact
yeah,
that those people have said, I'm gonna write her and I know she's gonna understand what I'm saying and she's not going to get offended by it. Just like the vibe of the community. This is what I love. We're
yeah.
slowly becoming chutzpah together.
It is our way of familiarizing with you.
Yeah, exactly.
But I also put a comment there because at the all of a beginning at the beginning. Hello, I think you're not
Yeah.
audible. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you
Yeah.
wrote a comment there, making fun of my food. Go ahead, keep going.
No. I did not make fun of your food. What I wrote is that somebody told that you need spices and all those kinds of things. So I told putting spices in the beginning, trying spices in the beginning. It people who don't have any idea about spices. The first time that they taste, it kind of like upsets the stomach. So it's you have to get accustomed to the spices. Only then it's
We
good
have so
spices.
many spices. I just
Yeah,
showed
that's
one food. I just like but
and
no, it was
and
really funny actually.
and I put another comment there stating that actually I think that Mediterranean cuisine it has a lot of spices because all this falafel and all those kinds of things pita bread
Thank
and all
you. Exactly. We
yeah
have
that's
a
what I
lot.
know
And like the food
yeah
I made, I'm gonna like try to film like on a prettier frame or whatever using that thing, that ring light.
Oh, okay.
Maybe so you know why my hair is like this. Maybe
Yeah,
I'll try to do like more pretty so you'll see how it
yeah.
looks like, that this is not a potato and there are a lot of different spices, and this is not just like I want to like, I want the technology to be arrived, the technology that I could just like teleport food to you guys so you can taste my food and then you can judge me for my cooking skills. But
Yeah.
okay.
And I must say, if you would have posted some more of this spice kind of food, here we call it as masala. So those kind of food, people would have been more excited. Like,
I'm
okay,
slowly,
and
slowly trying to,
yeah,
show different parts of my life. So
uh,
I want you to, at the end, like to understand what this is, living as an Israeli person, because I
yeah,
realize I'm talking more and more about terror attacks because that what happened recently. But I
yeah,
want you to know like the different food, the different cultures, the stuff
yes.
here. So yeah, I'm slowly. I just don't want this channel to be all over the place, but at the same time, I'm all over the place. So I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think here, people would be more excited when it comes to fried foods, latkes and all this falafel and all. I think people, because here also we have pakodas and all these kinds of things, pakoda and so many samosa. I think samosa is also there in Israel, with some other name.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We
Yeah.
have. No, it's the same thing. Samosa.
Okay.
We have. I'm
He-
familiar with several of your foods.
Here, but the unique thing about India is, here we use potatoes as the filling. I don't think in maybe in Mediterranean
I
cuisine there is
think we
potato.
also we have a lot of different. Because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, that's
vegetarian,
something.
I don't eat like meat and animal like and stuff like
Yeah,
this. So
me-
so I'm pretty sure I only ate the plants
yeah,
version of it.
yeah, yeah. Even I'm actually vegetarian only. So,
Right?
but here
I don't
we
want to like be the annoying person who's like saying human like animal rights and go vegan
no,
and
no, no, not
vegetarian and stuff, but
no, no,
like
no.
I'm like I'm
Because
glad to see other people also.
yeah, I kind of like, I don't like meat like since my childhood. So I don't eat. So it's like I'm accustomed to that. I mean, I always like vegetarian kind of cuisine. So that's and
Yeah, that's great.
yeah, and here mostly like, when it comes to here, when we say vegetarian, it also includes milk. So we also, milk is a very important part of our even our rituals and our daily intake and all those kinds of things.
Well, I'm
And
slowly trying to not drink milk like from a cow, but like there's almond milk. There's all this annoying hipster milks, the like almonds and rice milk and stuff like this. So I'm that annoying person who is more trying to drink that. But just like everyone can
no,
do
no,
their
here,
own.
yeah, here actually in our culture, like since so many thousands of years, what milk has is a very important kind of food, and also as offering, and there are so many kind of dairy products extracted out of milk, so that has been very much a part of our culture, like, our cattle's milk and all those kinds of things. So it's like people have some sentiments like towards milk, here people won't easily switch to almond milk or soya milk or something like that. I mean, I think it's more like that lone source of protein and all this. Apart from that, there's so many sentiments. So that's what. So uh, that's what I wanted to say.
No, I love the
And
fact that we like ended this conversation on a happy note, like talking about
yeah,
food
yeah,
and talking about
yeah,
chutzpah and things we have in
yeah,
common.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Even, this exchange, I always believe, if you have to get introduced to one culture, one first thing is food, that's how you get introduced to the culture. Second thing is music and dance, the art form, the kind of songs and all those kinds of things, so I in the future also I hope towards, that we exchange these things, what kind of dance we have, what kind of dress code we have in India. We have a we have a flood of so many kind of cultures, so many kinds of you know
Yeah, I absolutely
dress.
love to
Yeah,
like actually try and well, I absolutely love candies and sweets and salty and stuff like this. So I absolutely cannot wait to maybe fly to India to get like food from India and just like try it and just like
Yeah, yeah,
I love I understand what you're saying. It is
yeah,
very amazing to learn about culture, especially
yeah,
from food because I
yeah.
love
Of
food,
course.
and then
Yeah,
from music, from
yeah,
history, languages.
yes. And one more thing is that this thing. Whatever I can. I don't remember. I just forgot. I just.
Hey, it's okay. You're gonna
Yeah,
be. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna see you in one of the other live streams, so it's all
yeah,
good.
yeah. I forgot that point. So
It's
yeah.
okay.
Anyways, what basically that's what I'm saying. That getting introduced to each other's culture. What kind of this I remembered that. Basically, the unique aspect about India is that
Hmm.
as a country, I'm not like speaking high of my country because I belong. But just if you see, just if you see our society, basically any nation for that matter is formed on basis of sameness, because
Yeah.
all the culture that sameness. Our culture, I mean, our country is like every maybe 2 to 3 kilometer you go, there is a difference of cultures, difference of cuisines, the the way how they dress, everything is different. And from state you see that stark kind of difference. There are so many states you can, I mean, it's a vast country, vast kind of that cultural diversity is there. And because since history it has been, it has been nourished by the river plains. What has happened is that's why there has been a concentration of populations throughout the country, and so many different kinds of cultures they evolved, independently, and they had some connection. But what basically is, in spite of all this diversity, the ethos of this country is the same. That's what it brings us together, our history, civilization. But we have different kind of cultures only, different kind of languages. Here in South India, I'm sitting here, and if I speak in my language to the North Indian guy, he'll not understand anything. Or same with us, but still we have this kind of that sameness. Still we that ethos is the same, that civilizational values, it is always the same. So that is what binds us. So it is our society is very little unique kind of society. It's if you come to India, I mean, you will like kind of like you'll recognize what it is. That's what. So that is
Yeah, I
one
love to
unique
see all
aspect.
the how much different it all is. It's amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, in Bharat, you can just like you travel and you feel like you're in so many different places in the world
So
just
many
because
different things. I,
everything.
I'm not exaggerating, but one thing I should say, India, like it's a vast country. So India is actually a world by herself. Now today we have a population of 1.3 billion people. Just about 70 years back, this was the population of the whole world actually, 1.3 billion people.
Yeah,
And
guys,
that
you guys are moving fast. It's I'll give you that.
I understand. I understand. Yeah, I mean, some measures have to be taken, but still, yeah, we are a world by ourselves, and you'll get to see different kind of geographies. If you want to go to the North Pole, you have it here in India. If you want to go to Africa, you have here it in India. If you want to go to somewhere around savannas, you have here in India. Some rainforest also you have here in India. So different kind of climatic kind of conditions are there in India. So, and to a large extent, and it is a rich experience, I must say. Witnessing so many different kind of cultures, so many different kind of that variety, diversity. I think we people, that's what we like that. That's we don't like to be the same. So
Yeah,
we like,
I can understand that everyone wants to be unique.
yeah. That's what. So I hope in the future you would visit our country. And of course I always I have a plan, that once I settle, that's what I have to visit your country. I have to come to Israel.
Yeah, you should definitely do that.
Yeah, of
And let
course.
me know
And
when you are here because
of course.
I
And yeah, yeah, of course. And when PM Modi, when he visited Israel, what happened is even PM Netanyahu, what he told was, see, our people, they come to India, they visit so many places. So we want the same, not more, the same proportion of Indians visiting Israel also. So
Exactly.
he told that, he told that. So I attest to his statement, I must say.
Great. So I'll if you come if you're gonna come here, I don't know him personally, but we can, I don't know, tag him on Instagram or something.
Yeah,
Maybe he will notice that some people are listening to what he is saying. I'm pretty sure that if he will be aware of that, he will be very happy to hear that.
yeah, of course, of course. And
And
one
he's
more
not the
thing,
prime minister, so maybe right now
yeah,
you could actually meet him without, a lot
yeah,
of
probably.
problems. Maybe.
Yeah. And in one previous conversation, I also heard about Mossad. You being a Mossad
I,
agent. So
yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
I on a lighter note, I just wanted to attest to his fact that Israel, Mossad has some very valuable assets sitting here in India, so they can make the best use of these assets that we are sitting here.
Okay, I have no idea about this. I keep telling you guys, I am not a Mossad agent. I do not work in the Mossad. I look at my paycheck. It is not. I'm pretty sure those guys are getting way more than what I am getting. Um, I'm not a Mossad agent, but I'm pretty sure you guys don't believe me. So you
No,
do
no,
too. I have
no,
nothing
no,
to say.
I believe you. I just told on a lighter note. That's all.
No,
The
no,
other
it's
day, that guy,
great. It's just like people actually asking me and trying to think and I'm just like, do you see how much I'm like, how many stories I'm uploading to Instagram? How many times
yeah.
I'm writing on Ku. I'm also like trying to get inside Ku because I don't use Twitter, so Ku and stuff like this. And and do you honestly think that I have time to be in the Mossad? Like when? And I'm just like I'm blabbing all the time. I cannot keep a secret, and I'm filming everything and I'm showing people everything all the time. So like if I would be in the Mossad, they will kick me out so fast, and I don't know, maybe get inside a jail because I'm like filming everything. I'm just like, look at this, this is pretty, this is good, like on Instagram constantly, on the stories constantly. So I'm not like I don't know how to explain it. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will also write in the comments, don't believe her, she's a Mossad agent, like stuff that happened before, but just like you, I don't know. What's like do Bharat have like some kind like a Mossad? Like
No,
do you
no.
have
uh,
organization like this?
Yeah, we have this R&AW, research and analysis wing. It is external intelligence. But why people are talking about Mossad is, here in India, you will not believe. I don't think you will believe. But people, they have some kind of what you say. They are some kind of pride, yeah, towards Mossad. Actually, I don't know how it is, but since we have been cultivated, like we have this kind of that kind of pride, because those people, the kind of heroic missions that they have conducted, in the history, it's always an inspiration, towards to the whole world, their bravery and their strategy and everything, so the case studies and all those things. So some that element of pride is there in our people. So it's like, if somebody, if you're suppose if you're a Mossad agent, it's like people are more happy to talk to you, or that's what. So
I am so sorry. I want to take this moment to apologize to all the people who think they're talking to a Mossad agent and just talking to a boring civilian in Israel. I sincerely apologize. I don't think a Mossad agent will tell you he's a Mossad agent, but
of
it's
course,
just
of
like,
course.
and also Mossad is working outside of Israel. In Israel,
Yes,
we have the Shabak. Shabak is the kind of same organization that working on the inside of Israel.
yes,
So most of the chances is that maybe you met a Mossad agent in your life, but this is a
probably.
person who is outside of Israel.
Yes, yes.
With all the pictures and images and live streams I am doing and showing you
Yeah.
places in Israel,
That's
trust me.
obvious. Yes,
Like
yes, that's obvious. I know.
I'm
Here also in
trying.
India. I can understand that. I mean, of course, I mean, anybody whoever is in espionage world, It's like, of course, his identity, he has to keep it secret, and he's not that open with everybody, and all those things are there. He was just pulling your leg. That's all.
No, no, it's okay. It's just like it's funny. I don't. I just like I'm trying to get used to it. Like I'm used to you guys making fun of my food. Now I'm used to you guys like making fun of my work that apparently
I,
I'm working in the Mossad. I don't know. Maybe I'll
yeah.
tell my mother. She'll be proud of me one day. I don't know. Um, yeah, but no,
Well,
it's
well,
okay.
well, well. I should say, even you are open to make fun of our food. I mean, we don't mind.
No, I like when people making fun of like I don't know. Again, this is when people are feeling comfortable enough to have the chutzpah. Like remember
Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah,
just
yeah,
said
yeah,
about
yeah,
it. The
yeah, yeah.
chutzpah to speak to each other like this. This is when you feel like okay, this is not. It's past the let's be polite friendship,
Yes,
and it's more like let's be actual friendship.
yes,
So
yes.
yeah.
That's all. So it was nice speaking to you. I had a good time today.
You too. Thank you so much. I love the fact that we will end this on a happy note, even though
Of course,
we
of
were
course.
talking about, such a heavy topics and just like
Yes.
end on a happy note. It's
Though
great. So thank you
though we
so much.
spoke about heavy topics, it's on the basis of these lighter notes itself that we are sharing our uh, sadness or whatever.
Yeah,
These
exactly.
are the foundations, basically. These are the foundations.
Exactly. And everyone here is like joining to build those foundations to create
Yes.
this community. So this is absolutely amazing to say it. Thank you so much for joining this live stream.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Okay, take care. I want to say first of all, thank you so much for donating this money. Those, like I said, the whole point of like the donation thing is just like to help me get a phone stabilizer because, like I told you, like I showed you, my phone is just like moving like this when I'm trying to film, and my phone is terrible. This is like no, that's not important. But just like every time people are donating money, it's I'm trying to get a phone stabilizer so I can show you more stuff from Israel and show you things that are how Israel looks like and amazing things and boring things, just like so you will know, you will get the sense of like what Israel really is, even when you don't watch the media, because you can watch the media, but also just like remind yourself that the media need rating and see need to show bad things in order for you to get hooked to it and to pay your money to it and stuff like this and again and again. So just like I want you all to see vlogs from Israel while they're like actually happening, and I don't know, it's just like to show you how things really looks like. I don't know how else to say it. So yeah, that's like the whole reason I'm like doing this donation thing. So thank you so much for the donation. It really means a lot because I really it's one step closer to, yeah, like I said, to actually show you how Israel actually looks like. So this is great. So it's been 3.5 hours of me blabbing. So every person who was here and actually took the time to sit and hear me blabbing about everything, thank you so much, and thank you so much to all the people who joined me on this live stream, and thank you also for the people who in the chat. I try to read all the chat, but the people who are telling other people to don't spam and just like making sure people will not, you know, be extremist and stuff, just like to keep it on a respectful level. I absolutely love and respect you people. I just want to like, let's just say, Kumaraman, thank you so much for doing this. And Phonex, I think your name is also, you help in the comments. So thank you so much. It is very, like, it meant a lot to see because when I'm talking to a person, I am focusing on the person. And after that, when I'm talking like this, I'm also watching the things you wrote in the chat. So to see that I didn't have to, stop a person that I have in a conversation with him to, babysit the chat. It meant a lot. So thank you so much, guys. And also just a second. Oh God, I don't know how to say your names. Um, like I said, Thank you so much for the donation, and thank you so much for joining this live stream. Like you said, this is a heavy topic, and to talk about it, and I got to a point where I was sharing things that are a little bit too much personal, honestly, for my this. Just like I shared a lot of, stories about terror attacks and stuff about, my life and my family and stuff. And I hated, I didn't love, but I hated the fact that we can relate on that note. But I do believe this is an important thing to talk about, and this is very important to talk about our heroes, and to celebrate our heroes and the things that our heroes have done, and always just like keep remembering that we will have to, I don't know how to explain it. We have to just like continue to talk about things even if they're heavy subjects, and just like as long as we're doing it respectfully. And as I'm pretty sure you already know, like it's kind of scary. Like I said, I'm not a Mossad agent. You already know what my next where I'm going next. So I'm going to learn from my astrology, history, archaeology teacher here right now. So yeah, maybe I'll see you there in the comments. Thank you so much, everyone who is joining this live stream. And like I said, please like the comment I just posted. If you have any more YouTubers that are the whole point of their channel is to educate other people, please write down in the comments, because I really want to, honestly, to learn more in, in a way that I can actually learn more. So thank you so much. I will see you maybe on the different person chat, but like don't spam, be respectful. Yeah, anyway, I'll see you next live stream, or next, I don't know, review. I don't, let's see what I'll do next. Okay, take care everyone. Bye.